Hello, welcome once again to the Forward Compatible Podcast. This is episode 45 for December 16th, 2012. My name's Tony, and I'm joined, as always, by my fellow podcasters, Mark and Jason.
Tony had Jason's nuts in his mouth like 20 seconds ago. I swear to...
They're so salty.
I swear to Angry Andy.
And I've got my nuts in my mouth right now.
Me too.
We're talking, of course, the, what do we have here? Planters mixed nuts. They're delightful.
With 50% less peanuts.
Yeah.
So, what's going on, gentlemen?
Nuts.
Nuts. Delicious.
Everybody's got mouths full of nuts right now.
Yep. As it should be.
So what happened? How was your guys' week?
Nuts.
Nuts. Just
Last week...
answer everything for the rest of the show. Nuts. Nuts in my mouth.
I finished my last fall semester of college, I hope for all time, but we'll see. But
Congratulations.
As last week was nuts.
yeah, it was. Actually, I worked a lot, and I thankfully had all my homework, because they're all projects done from the week before, so I wasn't too bad.
And you got some good news as well, didn't you, this week?
Did I?
Mm-hmm. Regarding Sundays?
Oh, yeah. Schedule change. A little bit earlier.
Stupid holiday hours. Worst
No,
idea
they're not
ever.
even holiday hours. They're just like, hey, you're sitting there doing nothing for 3 hours. How about we not have you sit here and do nothing for 3 hours?
That's a good idea.
It's a stupendous idea. I can't wait till holiday hours are over. What do we got? 2 more weeks?
One more week.
Fucking ostrich?
That's
Less
about
than
it?
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Because by next Sunday, not this upcoming Sunday, but the Sunday after that, I know we're off holiday hours already.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. I can't wait for it. Well, why don't we kick off the show with our weekly roundtable and catch everybody up on what we've been playing since the last time we all spoke. Jason was waiting for that for like so long.
Yeah. Well, this week I actually played majority free-to-play games. I played World of Tanks. Oh my god. I got some good gameplay for you. But then, the new patch came out, and the way they do the replay system is they break after the new one comes out. So I lost some good ones, but I've already got some other good ones, so I'm planning on posting those on our channel midweek after I'm done working. I did PlanetSide 2, which is another free-to-play. That one's actually pretty freaking good, too.
That one free to play?
It started off free-to-play.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, it's just free-to-play. I'm doing that one as well. It's actually a really good shooter, and literally it's actually pretty damn fun to get in a squad. They did that game very well. Besides that, I did like one game of Madden and NBA, like the one day I had off this week, which was like Saturday. And I did Hitman, and I was trying to do that drunk does not work.
Hitman drunk, no bueno?
No, too hard. Too hard. There's just too many fuckers on a level.
How about you, Jason?
I did not play Halo. Yet.
Oh. Well, is this what we're going to turn it? Well, I didn't play this game. I didn't
did not play this game.
I didn't play...
Well, I think I announced last week that I finally got Halo 4.
Didn't play it, though?
I did not play it yet.
Well, what did you play?
Don't touch my nuts.
I'm looking for the specific nuts that I would like. And they're not here.
Shit, I don't think I played much of anything. I think I played a little bit of Need for Speed and a little bit of WWE.
Took a week off?
Yeah, and I played about 15 minutes of Dragon Ball yesterday. That was about
Here
it.
comes the whore Tony, who has much time on his hands.
I've been in a
he
mad...
masturbates, then plays games, and that's his day.
Yeah. I've been in a mad scramble trying to finish as many games as I can before the deadline for Game of the Year.
You're not going to make that goal that you set for Chivo score, are you?
I'm not going to. I'm going to fall a little short. I can do it, but I don't want to be a cheapskate. I don't know if you guys recall a couple months back, I set the goal of getting 40,000, and right now I'm at just shy of
He
36,000.
wants to be half of Mark
So
by the end of the year.
yeah. So I can totally cheat and go get Avatar and go get NCIS and then do another.
What was that? He just jumped off a goddamn cliff. Angry Andy just jumped off a goddamn cliff trying to do an aerial takedown and just zoomed by him going so fucking fast. It was, God, I'm sorry, it was so comical.
I don't know. I can't see back there.
Yeah, I know.
We need to put a mirror in.
So anyway, I don't think I'm going to hit it. I'll probably be around 37 something by the time the end of the new year comes. But whatever. Anyway, this week I played some more Resident Evil 6. I actually... Did you say sorry?
Yeah.
I finished the 3... I know the last time I talked about it, all I did was Leon, but this time I actually finished Chris's and... The fuck's the other guy's name? Jake.
dumb.
their campaigns, and then I was supposed to start the individual girl Ada's, and I played it for like 10. It's so bad. I turned it off that last campaign. I didn't
Really?
care. Yeah, I don't care to finish it. I don't know. Whatever. The game was.
Whatever.
The game was, in my opinion, the definition of meh. It wasn't so bad like everybody was making it out to seem, but it was not. It was not good. It was just there.
Oh,
What?
I played about 10 minutes of Resident Evil 6 this past week. I hated it and turned it off.
Yeah. Yeah.
The whole time I was like, gay.
Yeah, it's not a big deal at all. What else did I do? I don't even remember. That was a majority of my week. I finished Saw. Remember, I was almost done with that at the beginning end of last year. That game is fucking awesome. True. I don't. Maybe the demo sucked that you played, Mark. That thing is a true gem that probably didn't sell any copies. Did you get salt in your eyes from all the nuts?
Nut salt in my eyes.
Flying in your
Sorry,
face.
sorry,
Nuts in my
sorry.
eyes.
Sorry, flu.
Here's where you're at.
This has been the hardest fucking. Yeah.
My milestone was probably around like 50 or 60 was my hardest. After that, it was been easy.
Or
Don't close my app.
I don't know, fucking.
App closed.
I played some other stuff. I really don't remember.
You
Majority-
Did you finish Assassin's Creed on Vita?
No, I played a little bit of it. Mainly this week I did Saw. Resident Evil's a really long game. I played a lot of that. I played Halo 4. We did a little of that.
We did some Borderlands with Andrew.
Oh, I was supposed to play with one of our listeners, Andrew. He's a friend of mine on Xbox Live, and so he invites me to the party or the game or whatever to play. And then I haven't put in Borderlands 2 in like a month, so I guess there's this new
Content?
multiplayer
Content?
compatibility pack.
Yeah.
And then, like, I was downloading it, and by the time it fucking downloaded, like, a few other guys hopped in his game already, so I didn't get an actual chance to play with him. But I finally heard his voice for the first time, because I never actually talked to him before.
So what you're actually saying is when he invited you, you weren't quite finished beating off yet, and then you had to wipe down.
It's exactly...
Okay.
This is all code for me,
Okay.
just having to clean up.
Just to clarify.
Yeah.
Oh, it's everywhere. Oh, God. It's
So-
in the Xbox.
I got it in my belly button again. I got to bring it out.
Damn it, I gotta stop laying down while I do this. Okay, I think that's about all I played. I don't know. Whatever.
Besides yourself.
That's good enough.
The nuts are gone.
No more nuts for Mark.
I'm done with this podcast. This has been the worst 8 minutes of my life.
I think it's your turn.
Oh, news?
News!
Sexy news.
Are they the salty news?
Salty, sexy news.
Salty, nutty news.
Salty, sexy news. Nuts.
That's gonna fall.
Yeah, it's gonna fall.
That's right, man.
Kick it. Alright. News. Well,
You're like so upset at it. Fuck this news.
long day. The 3DS actually surpasses the PS3 lifetime sales in Japan by about 800,000 units.
This is like not even remotely a surprise. I actually pay attention to the Japanese market occasionally. Like I look into it
Yeah.
like every month or so. Consoles don't sell there anymore. Nobody
Yeah, I've
cares.
noticed about
the,
that.
the whole country has moved to mobile.
Yeah.
Whether that be PSPs, which still sell ridiculously well, or
Yeah, well-
3DSs or Vitas.
The
Everything's
Vita isn't
mobile.
selling that well though.
Huh?
The Vita sadly is still sitting at like 1.1 million.
No,
in Japan.
I know it's not selling that
I know,
well, but
I'm
I'm
just
just
saying,
saying. The whole thing is mobile. Everything
Yeah.
is mobile. Nobody gives a shit. They go to... Arcades are still huge there. So when you want the big TV experience, they actually go to arcades. But on the go, since everything's public transportation there, you're always on a bus, you're always on a train, everything is portable there. Consoles just don't sell. It looks like a big deal in this country because it's like, oh my god, that's unimaginable. But it's not. It's
Small island.
I can't believe it took this long to surpass it.
Yeah, right.
So, I don't know. That's just me.
But yeah, no, that's a good explanation of why it's like that.
But over here, they're making a big deal. I saw, like, on all the major news publications, they're like, oh my god. It's like, dude,
Yeah, they just don't
this is
understand.
not surprising.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I mean it is very well known that Japan's consoles of choice, or I guess game system of choice,
Gaming platform
of choice have always been mobile for the last I don't know how many years.
If you need further proof, look at all the major publications, the Capcoms and Konamis that are definitely Japanese-based. that are switching their game style in the last few years to a more Western approach. If you look at the games that they're making now, because they're selling so few in their home country, they have to start making games for the West, for us basically. So they have to Westernize everything.
Yeah.
And if you look at their games, I mean, it's clear that that's what's happening.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody cares on home consoles anymore. So
That's too bad.
Slapped into the side of a mountain.
Anywho, number 2 story. THQ Humble Bundle closed this weekend with $5 million, with the highest donor being Jason Rubin, the THQ president himself.
How much you donate?
10 grand.
Yeah, okay.
Wargaming
Cheap
came
bastard.
in 4th.
He should have matched it dollar for dollar.
$5 million.
I threw in $7.
Good.
I gave them nothing. They already got my money.
Yeah, I had bought all but like the Warhammer series already, so I was like, I'd love to give you my money, but not for a series I don't like.
I'm not even going to play any of this shit. It was seriously a donation, and I gave it all to THQ. It's on the PC. I have half these games on my console.
Yeah.
I'm not going to... Maybe I'll turn this shit on once or twice.
You should do Metro Last Light. That's actually a really nice looking game. Especially with your computer, it'll look great.
No, I got...
Oh, I know you want to get it on console, but it is one of those games that
I'll
just
check it
looks fantastic on PC, so...
I'll check it out. Whatever. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Next sexy, salty, nutty news story of the week is eventually this is going to be the next Grand Theft Auto game, but eventually what Rockstar plans to do is they will have every single city in one game to go and just drive, fly, take a helicopter to. They even want to do a huge remake of the Vice City, like an update, because that was from the 70s? 80s? No, 80s, yeah. So they want to do a huge update to that city, so they want you to be able to go city to city in one conclusive game, which would be awesome.
Grand Theft Auto Online.
Kind of, I guess. I thought it was a cool idea. Yeah. I definitely think they would do that maybe for like 6 or 7.
Here's the interesting tidbit, though, is the original Grand Theft Auto, you went to multiple cities.
Uh-huh.
So you kind of did that already.
Well...
I know what they're talking about.
Because like each game does have technically 2 cities usually.
Mm-hmm. I think they're talking fast travel. Like you'll be able to go from Liberty City to like fucking
Yeah, we're talking about being able to
San Andreas.
They're talking about jumping into a car and driving from
straight Vice City all the way to San Andreas.
From Miami to New York. I hope it takes place in real time, like fucking 12 hours. That'd be amazing. On the way you get a little Red Dead, you pull over on the side of the road, fucking bear attacks you. Awesome.
Just because why not?
You find the DeLorean, you go back in time.
I guess that would be one of the few things that would...
Narrowly avoid sleeping with your mother.
Mm-hmm.
That would break immersion a little bit. By going to Florida to New York. But, if they do it through story, I don't really see it being that big of a deal. Or even if they do it where you can take... Because they used to have it where you could take the planes, remember? I forgot which one that was. Was that
San Andreas. San Andreas.
Yeah, I mean, you can get on a plane and you'll be there. I mean, there's definitely a way around that, I think. So,
no, I want to drive. Okay?
You don't even want to do it in real life. Why would you want to do it in a game?
I want to drive.
It actually would be kind of fun. Have a 15-hour car chase as you're speeding 100 the entire time.
That's what I'm saying. Have them follow you all the way from Vice City.
That sounds like a Blues
Liberty
Brothers type.
Exactly. Just playing that fucking song over and over.
Get
some Nazis in there.
Yeah, no. Shooting pistols, shooting Lugers at you. It'd be great. Best game of the year.
Game of the year.
Game of the year. No
Calling
game.
it right now.
2016 game of the year. All right, next sexy, salty, nutty, something story.
Everything's in my mouth story.
Yeah, Dark Souls 2 has a petition going to get it on the Wii U. It just reached 10,000, actually. With this news, also this week, Metro Last Light is now canceled on the Wii U, along with Borderlands 2, Dead Space 3, Resident Evil 6, Lego Lord of the Rings, with Crysis 3 and Battlefield 3 holding at they're unsure whether it will release for Wii U. Is Wii U in trouble? Because I think they are.
More importantly, nobody gives a rat's ass about online petitions. As Tony said, they don't work.
No, I don't think they work either. I just, news.
No, I don't think the Wii U's in trouble, but the main thing that they were all like, oh, we're getting third parties, and everybody's like, yeah. And then as soon as they got their hands on the Wii U, I don't think anyone wants to bother. I think everybody's too busy already making next-gen stuff. Mm-hmm. and they're looking at the power difference, which everybody's calling me crazy. I think it's going to be a huge step still. I really think the PS4 and the 360 are going to be a huge leap, and they're just these people have this stuff in their hands, and they're just like, why bother making it for the Wii U? The Wii U's it's selling, but it's not. The install base is still less than 1 million people. Okay, even though Nintendo hasn't updated us since Thanksgiving weekend, there's still less than 1 million units out there. So even if you sell to half of the people that own a Wii U, you're only selling 500,000 units. That might not merit them.
True.
Porting it over. It's not worth the work until the Wii U has 10 or 15 million people.
And the
with
attach
Wii
rate
users.
of one of every two is ridiculous.
That's insane. No game's going to sell that well. That's exactly what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
I will let you know, sir. I read a report online today that said 42 people were playing Madden last night.
On the Wii U?
Yeah. 42.
That's exactly what I'm trying to say.
I mean,
and there's nothing wrong with that. It's new console growing pains, you know.
Yeah.
And the problem is these guys, by the time they would finally come around, that there is 15 or 20 million units out there, the new system's already.
I really think though that this isn't going to be that big of a deal when it comes to the new PlayStation, Xbox. Literally, I have not sold out of a Wii U since it come out. I've had.
These things are everywhere.
I get people every day asking me, when's the new Xbox, when can I reserve it? I really think Xbox, PlayStation are going to be much greater of a deal the first few months sales-wise. Mm-hmm. I mean, Wii U's good.
It's doing fine.
It's doing fine. Yeah, I can say that.
It's not. That's what I'm saying. It's not. Yeah. They're not flying off the shelves, but they're
we're
doing
also
okay.
in we're still down on the console market right now. Anyway,
I just can't believe they're not
5 years ago.
I can't believe they're not selling more. Something's clearly wrong because there hasn't been a system since 06, and even that was just the Wii.
Yeah,
which was quickly outdated in like 07, 08. Like a year after it came out, it was already like as soon as 1080p TVs became pretty mainstream, the thing was already really, really, really behind. But I mean, prior to that, it was 06 for the PS3 and 05 for the Xbox. You're talking 7 years. People are like hungry for a new console, which was half the reason I was so sure I was going to actually get one of these, because I just wanted that new toy feel, something that I haven't been playing with for the better part of a decade.
We got a pre-owned one at my store.
Oh, and by the way, an update from last week, Matt is trading his in.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. He's selling it.
To you?
No. I don't want it.
The guy who traded his in traded that in like 8 games. He got like $300 for it back.
Should have sold it on the Craigslist.
He probably should have. Well, maybe. I don't know.
He probably would have got more than 300 is what I'm saying.
Yeah, probably.
Was it a black one or a white one?
Black one. Yeah. So he
What's the resale?
What did he say? Did you guys ask him why?
He hated it.
Yeah.
Yeah. He actually used that money just to buy an Xbox again.
It's sad because it sounded like a lot of people that do have it are starting to get buyer's remorse. Mm-hmm. Which should not happen when you get a new console.
Yeah.
You should be happy with your purchase. So.
Yeah.
So what's the resale on that?
$329.
See, I might as well spend the extra $30 and get the damn thing brand new. Right? Is $350?
The thing is like brand new. Like literally, he played it.
I don't want people's fingerprints on my nice new electronics.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see, man. We'll see. This time next year, we may be singing a different song, but I think the exact same thing is going to happen, where these third parties are all like, yeah, let's do it, and then it's just going to turn into Nintendo making themselves games again.
See, that's what I mean. Like by this, I think they are already in trouble of losing this support. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because that's a lot of games, and you haven't been out that long. Like. I know a lot of those.
Everybody's canceling. Yeah. Everybody's like, forget it. They don't want to make it.
Even a few of those I read off. I know they came out before, but at one point, every single one of the series I listed off thought about making a Wii U game, and all of them decided against it. Mm-hmm. So it's not a good sign, I guess. Because that was the main thing, was to make this system.
I think it's too underpowered.
It's too close to everything else, I think.
I've spent some serious time with it. It's not. It doesn't do anything. Like.
Mm-hmm. Well, a lot of the complaints from developers that they've always had to kind of say, oh wait, no, I didn't really mean that, is that they say the CPU is severely underpowered, which is surprising considering that they're developing for 2006, 2007 old systems, and they're still considering it underpowered. In comparison to that, which sucks.
They also dropped the ball on a couple key things. I mean, not everyone cares, but I know if you were trying to steal some of the Xbox and PS3 market, you needed a better online community, and you needed some kind of achievement trophy system. And they just neglected both those. They're just like, forget it, we'll do without. And,
Yeah.
I mean, sure, the Nintendo faithful are kind of like, whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you were trying to talk to the core, which Nintendo was, they were all like, "Oh, we're coming for the core. We're coming back for the core. We're making, we're getting these third parties, and we got a pro controller now for the core games and all this other stuff." Talking about core, and then you miss some of the shit that the core is used to. Stuff that's just like second nature. Like, how do you miss that now?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. You seem absurdly quiet today, Jason. What's going on?
He's beating somebody with a dog bone.
He's trying to do the Easter egg.
Wow.
So you don't care?
No, I don't care.
All right.
I don't care about the Wii U.
No.
Not until they announce the Zelda game, and that'll be the only reason I play it. Again,
Don't give a shit now.
no.
Yeah. Anywho, here we go. Minecraft hit 17.5 million units lifetime sold. Actually, the numbers that actually came out today were kind of surprising. 5 million units have actually been sold on the phone market, which is the Pocket Edition, and Jason's looking like he's innocent on that purchase or something.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You bought Minecraft on your iPhone?
You bought it 5 million
How
times?
is it?
I don't.
It seems like that is not a game that would work well with touch.
Well, see, I had it on my phone, and I didn't care for it. I haven't re-downloaded it onto the iPad to see how it works. They also don't have cross-compatibility play into it yet.
Yeah.
They are working on it, but
If you ever have piss away money, I was always curious how Scribble Knots ran on iOS.
I have Scribble Knots.
On iOS? How is it?
It's fun.
Oh, okay. I might check that out after we're done recording then.
Yeah.
Fucking A. I had no
I gotta
idea.
re-download it.
Alongside of that, 8.3 million copies on the PC have been sold, and 4.5 million on the 360. So 360 is actually in third place, which is surprising to me. Also,
Behind what in PC?
PC's first, phones are second, 360 is
phones
third.
yeah.
Yeah, I thought the phone thing was interesting. I didn't think they sold that many on the phone, but apparently they did.
The install base is a lot bigger for the phones, too. I mean, everybody's got a
Yeah,
smartphone.
true. Yeah.
So, I mean, even if only 5% of smartphone users buy it, it's the same as like half of Xbox users buying it.
Yeah.
So,
But either way,
well,
good job,
there you go.
Minecraft. Good job, Notch.
There you go, Notch.
Also, Notch this week, there was a Kickstarter game that he was interested in, and apparently with like an hour left, they still need like $6,000 or $7,000. He actually donated $8,000 just to have the game made, which was kind of nice of him. Notch just has money probably rolling out his ass.
Now I should buy City of Heroes.
Probably could do it. Wouldn't doubt it. Next, sexy, nutty news story of the week. Hitman's getting an HD trilogy, and it'll be out January 29th.
Oh, don't say that where Angry Andy can hear it.
I sent him the link immediately when I read it.
Damn it!
Like, dude!
But yeah, so basically, it's going to be Contract, Silent Assassin, and Blood Money. Two of those are on Xbox, PS2, and then Blood Money was, of course, on 360. Then they have the one of the series which they consider to be dead. Wait, they're not doing Code 47, are they? No. Yeah, they're not doing Code 47, which is weird, but whatever. Trust me, no one plays.
Some of these HD collections are weird because it seems like they're skipping games that they... I don't know, like Metal Gear didn't have one and didn't... And Jason, I know you just picked up the
Dragon Ball,
and that was missing
which
number
is
2.
Okay.
I understand they're the ones that are... But if you're having a collection, throw it in there. Fuck off, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter if it was poorly received. You made the fucking game. I don't know. Just my opinion.
Yeah. What was weird is because in the HD collection for the I shouldn't say HD. In the collections that they've been putting out for Hitman on PC, they actually leave contracts out of it. The second one, because it was made by like a secondary team. So I was actually surprised to see that one in this collection trilogy thingy. Cool.
Catching signal.
Stealing signal. It's a difference. Looks like you're flying a plane.
My picture's turned. So it's kind of like that.
Yeah.
Oh, he did a barrel roll.
All right, next sexy, nutty news story of the week is Mass Effect 4 is going to be dropping late 2014 to mid 2015.
Hooray!
Full development actually just kicked in 2 months ago. They announced that today.
I don't know. I still haven't even finished Mass Effect 1. I have them all there.
Hey, I have
Sitting
a
in a
used,
row.
I have a
1, 2,
used
3.
trilogy at my store.
I have 1, 2, and 3. 3 still in cellophane.
They're so good.
Yeah.
Meh.
Play 1 before you do the rest because you won't want to go back to 1.
That's the problem. Is everybody's like, dude, you have to get through 1 to enjoy the trilogy, and it's
Yeah.
just, it's not good.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I keep trying. I keep trying. And
Blast through it. Take a day.
I've got a great
A very
idea.
long day.
I got a great idea. Why doesn't Mark just play through it for you while you watch it?
Give you a save file. Actually,
No, but you have to play through it so
I
he can
told you-
experience it.
But I told you about that app, right? There's an actual DLC that once you put in the second one, you can actually just do all the decisions from the first one because of that. And it's like $3. It's like 240 Microsoft
just to avoid
points.
the first game.
Yeah. You get to do
what's
it. Actually, it turns into
What's this DLC called?
it turns into an interactive like comic book basically.
No, I know. It's what they did for the PS3 to catch everybody up because Mass Effect
Yeah.
1 wasn't available on
Yeah.
the PS3.
I would suggest if you're really having that much of trouble, do it. It literally sums up the entire story in about 3 or 4 minutes, and then lets you. It's actually really nice because it's kind of like an interactive comic book. So literally, you just get to choose. The one thing that does suck is that there's a decision at the end there that you might mess up because you don't grow to love the character Rex, and there's a choice to kill him.
Spoilers!
And,
He's such a dick, isn't he?
yeah, I mean it's 2000.
I haven't
8 or
fucking
9.
beat that game because I'm stuck on a fucking planet mining shit.
It's like 2009. I'm sorry.
Mining shit. Well, you know what? Shut up.
Yeah. So literally, that's the one thing you'll miss out on it because.
Well, I got off the Citadel a little bit ago. That's how far I am. I've tried it
I think I'm
10 times. I think I'm 45 minutes into the game.
I think I'm just a little bit farther than you. Like I said, stuck on a planet mining.
I'm driving around
half
this.
a
I'm
mile.
driving around this little car.
I can't find my fucking spaceship.
You just gotta return.
I don't know how.
That's in the menu.
Hit start, go to
It's
the
the menu.
map, and then hit X, and you're done.
You know what's a lot easier? Hit the home button and push Y to exit out of the game.
Yeah, game skippy. And
It saves me one button.
then I close the trade by putting in a better game.
Yeah.
Zing zing.
Yeah. No, literally, the $3 to buy that is worth it. Just because you can plow through it. I actually bought it just in case I ever wanted to go back, and have the different stories. So
It looks like you bent the shit out of him doing that.
Bunch of shit out of what?
Fucking your smokes.
yeah,
Are those hand rolled?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah.
hand rolled.
Yeah.
Fucking A.
Throwing J over here. Alrighty, next sexy, nutty news story. BioShock Infinite is shipping with a reversible cover art of your choice. Later today, I'll actually post a link. There's one of, I think, like 6 or 8 cover arts you can actually choose from. And
They're all of Columbia in the background.
So you saw the shitty Bro Gamer cover that I was talking about last week. Angry dude with a shotgun?
Yeah,
It's
that
not
was
a Bro Gamer cover.
It's a Bro Gamer cover.
It's a fucking homage
They-
to Uncharted 1.
They even said it's a Bro Gamer cover.
No.
Yeah.
It's a fucking homage.
homage.
Rule number 1.
I didn't pick
you
that
do
one.
not have your finger on the trigger when you have a gun over your shoulder.
Why not?
It's bad.
Why is that rule number 1
When you
though?
pull the trigger, you hit yourself in the head. Kickback.
I think rule number 1 should be just don't drape a fucking gun backwards over your shoulder.
Because
Perhaps rule number 2
I'm
is
just
don't put-
okay. Don't
I'm
drape
just
a gun
saying.
over your shoulder because
I'm
that's,
just saying.
that's a total Bro Gamer pose.
I'm just saying.
Bro Gamer, dude, bro,
Dude,
dude.
bro, dude.
Brah. Brah.
Dude.
Sexy. Alright, the sexy number 1 nutty news story, salty news story, sex.
Nuts.
I'm running out of rhymes. Alright, Super Nintendo Collector is actually selling every single SNES game for $25,000 on Reddit.
Did you just say Super Nintendo? Like you doubled Nintendo.
I might have. I mean, I've
Nintendo.
been up a long time at this point.
Yeah, I saw this. It's actually all the North American releases. Whatchamacallit? The reason he's selling them, because he made backups, like emulators for everything, to put them online. The reason he's selling them is because he wants to gather the funds to now buy all the European ones. To make all the emulators for that. And once he's done with that, he's going to sell that collection again to get all the Japanese ones.
Hear that, Moses? Buy them.
Yeah.
Well, that's actually kind of cool, I suppose.
No, that's all he's doing it for.
Yeah.
Yep. That's my stories of the week. Hip hip hurrah.
All
I'm
right.
off.
That brings us to the very, very small section of social media.
Emu!
Oh, Jesus Christ. Look at that.
Emu!
Look at it. All right. Andrew Dillon.
What's up, Andrew?
Has 2 questions for us this week.
So,
We'll take the easy one first. I'm sorry, he's got 3. He's got 3.
you can't count.
Well, somebody wrote this one in here. I didn't write that.
It was in the. I'm
just
comments.
saying.
Just because you had too many nuts in your mouth before.
Okay. That's a true story. Tony, Andrew has a question directly for you.
What's going on, Andrew?
You suck.
Said Tony,
I'm talking about you, Tony.
really, you didn't like Brotherhood? Question mark.
Okay.
Brotherhood was like the best one.
Yeah, you keep saying that.
It was.
It doesn't make it true, though, Mark. It doesn't make it true.
I mean, having all the assassins with you is badass.
My main thing.
Hookers.
I know I touched this a little bit in the comments, but I don't know. I don't know if you reread it or not. It's an okay game. It just doesn't have like 2. I couldn't put 2 down. I couldn't stop playing it. Brotherhood's all right, but I still haven't finished it. And because of that lingering meh, I still haven't finished Revelations or started Assassin's Creed 3 yet, because every time I want to pop in Assassin's Creed, I feel forced to go back to Brotherhood. The thing that I feel killed that series, aside from just atrocious controls, is they never got over the controls, which I've explained to big depths that one day with Mark. And they rush them. Every year there's no time to
Polish.
Yeah, or make the game better.
Polish is one of the best things you can do in a game, and they have not done it in a few years. I agree.
And the stories just get like belted out one after another, and I feel because there's a huge gap between Assassin's Creed 1 and Assassin's Creed 2. And that's why I think Assassin's Creed 2 was so good. And then they started the yearly bullshit where they're just pumping these things out as fast as they can, doing the Call of Duty thing, and the game and series suffer because of it. And if Assassin's Creed 3 poster reviews are any indication, the Assassin's Creed series as a whole is going to go on the decline. Because
I'm done buying.
A lot of people are.
I literally thought this, like, the new scene looks so cool. And there's always that block, because I actually really hated Revelations. That was probably the worst game I played last year. And I was like, okay, last second I got in the bandwagon because it looks so cool with the trailers. And I know what I'm gonna get now, so I'm done.
That's the problem. Is Revelations left such a bad taste in everybody's mouth, but they look back and they think of Assassin's Creed 2, and a lot of people like Brotherhood. I get that. I just don't think it was as good as 2, but a lot of people enjoyed it, and they gave them the benefit of the doubt because Assassin's Creed 3 did look so cool. But now after everybody played it and the dust is settled or whatever, it's getting a lot of backlash, an awful lot of it, and I don't know. Nobody's talking about it for Game of the Year. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And I listen to
VGAs. They got nothing.
I listen to all the major publications, podcasts, and I'm on them pretty much daily, keeping up with all the news for you guys. And nobody's talking about Assassin's Creed 3 for the Game of the Year.
Yeah.
You know what's better than Assassin's Creed?
Which one?
No, all of
Assassin's
them.
Creed 2 is really good.
You know what's better than?
It's one of the best games of this generation.
You know what's better than?
What's that?
Batman.
Batman's good too.
Batman's
excellent.
I am
Batman.
That's the other thing too.
Have you seen the new Bane series that Machinima started? It's kind of hilarious. Literally, he just reads off like 3 top stories every week, and then there's like Bane voice in the background making stupid comments. Hilarious. Getting like 1 million views a week. Hilarious.
Check that out. Yeah. The other thing too is I just the non-progression in gameplay is unforgivable. Where it's like, every game should be getting a little bit better, but they're just been at a stalemate.
Genericness now.
Yeah.
I mean, for something that used to be like just no one had done it before, the first and second one.
That's why it was excusable back then that it didn't work right. It was just like, well, they're still figuring this out. You've had 6 tries now. Figure out how to fucking make this work.
You're talking about like the jump controls and stuff.
The whole game controls like absolute dog shit.
Yeah, like it's
even
really hard.
Even combat is terrible. Like when you're in the middle of like 10 people. It's bad.
I still feel like a badass.
It's bad. It makes you kind of feel like bad. It's just wrong. It's not. I don't know.
They really stepped up the the combat with Brotherhood, and then I think they've kind of actually took a step back. I think in 3. I don't know.
You know what makes you feel like a badass?
Batman.
Playing Batman.
I am Batman.
Yeah.
Talk about combos. Batman.
Gary Batman.
Yeah, Batman's pretty cool.
Dat bad.
That's all I can really contribute to an Assassin's Creed discussion is Batman.
Dat bad.
Well, I mean, I'm just I like the first one was bad, and I enjoyed that more than I'm enjoying Brotherhood.
I still enjoyed that one, but I was like, yeah, there was story. There was no story.
Well, I mean, you could go look. I'm friends with you on Xbox. You could go check out the thing. I mean, I'm on Assassin's Creed 1. I have almost everything except kill the 50 Templars and
Yeah, like that and the flags.
and
I
collect
don't
the
care
flags.
about.
And on the second one, the only one I'm missing is get the feathers.
Yeah, I got into the feather. I got the feathers.
Yeah, there's a bunch of those scattered throughout. I got like 960 or something like that on Assassin's Creed 2. Then Brotherhood, I can't even sit through that game. Like, let alone achievement hunting. I can't even sit through the main story. It's just, I don't know. That series has really lost its touch.
Yeah.
And I think I'm enjoying Liberation so much just because I'm making all those same excuses that I did for number 1 and number 2. Like the graphical limitations and the slouchy design and all that stuff. It's just so incredible that that's in the palm of my hand and it works so well. And it controls just like the Xbox or PS3 version does. And it's so close to it, but all of its shortcomings I make excuses for, just like I did with Assassin's Creed 1 and 2. But if, like, in 3 more of these, the Vita version is still like this one, it's inexcusable. You can't be like, oh, well, it was their first shot on the handheld. They'll figure it out, because if they keep doing it like this, they're not figuring anything out. They're not making a better game.
Yeah.
So I think that's the only reason I'm enjoying Liberation. And the story's really cool because I like that setting, that time period.
Yeah.
Yeah! Take that, Tony.
All right, he's got another question for us. He asked us if we can describe to him what exactly The Walking Dead is.
Zombies. All right, next question.
No. What The Walking Dead is in a whole is kind of a pop culture phenomenon that's managed to spawn from comic books into TV, into now video games and novels. And unlike a lot of other things... Oh, I'm sorry.
Comic?
Comic?
Why don't you take care of comic? Do you watch the show?
Yeah.
Okay.
Show? And I'm the only one that finished the video game?
Yeah.
So I'll take that. I'll take
And
that.
I've read the books, so I get 2.
Okay, you
Damn
got
it.
it. So go ahead. By all means, continue.
Started about 10, little less than 10 years ago. Made by Robert Kirkman up to issue 105.
Did you see not making them anymore?
No, they're still making them.
Oh, no, I thought you said up until 105.
They just released issue 105,
Okay.
I think, a week ago.
Because they don't come out every month, do they?
Kind of. I don't know.
They're just ish?
Again, I've read them sporadically over the years, so I don't know exactly. I read them in the collections, so I don't know exactly.
So you
when
wait
they
for
come.
them. Yeah, because otherwise it costs a lot of money.
Clearly,
Yeah.
I wait for them because there's 1 through 48 right over there.
Yeah. Yeah, no, because they are expensive if you end up doing it where it's one issue
It's
when they come
I think
out.
$2.50 an issue or $3 an issue, generally.
Okay.
If anybody has a smartphone, there's an app called Comixology. It's available for Android and iPhone, and they actually give you issue 1 for free.
Oh, cool.
So check it out.
Doing
Very
it
cool.
now.
We're going to explain the... I don't know.
We're gonna. I mean, let's be clear here. We do have an entire side podcast that we're gonna do about The Walking Dead. So I mean, I'm assuming that we're gonna go into it a lot further at that point, and we can go into like the differences between them. Then we'll just kind of sum them up for them a little bit.
Okay.
here. Is that okay?
I don't care. I was going to talk about the game for a minute or
Yeah,
two, though. So.
that's fine.
Mark, TV?
The TV, basically it starts off with you kind of meeting the main character as he's waking up from being shot. And then the world's kind of absolutely falling apart. And his mission is basically to find his family, and he just wants to know what happened to him, I guess, without spoiling too much.
Yeah. The video game. I don't know if this is what he was asking mostly for, was for the video game, to see if he should get into it. It runs parallel. It's all happening at the same time, but it's a whole new cast of characters. The video game, you follow a guy named Lee Everett and a little girl named Clementine, who meet at the very beginning of the first episode. It takes place episodically over the course of 5 games. They all kind of end on like a cliffhanger-ish type thing. And the choices you make, when there's mainly, I think, 5 per episode, kind of dictate the way the entire game progresses. If you were asking if you should look into that, I would highly suggest it. I think it's an excellent game.
Especially at $5 an episode.
That's the thing. It has an insane amount of flaws. If you're looking for like the overall like complete game, this is not your thing. This thing has such an amazingly strong story that, again, you overlook a lot of its flaws. But, I mean, just check out a couple of YouTube clips. If you could get into it, because it's basically the best that they can make a point-and-click game. There's still...
Even the demo still. That's still for free. You get, like, I don't know, 20 minutes to play.
And the storytelling in it is absolutely phenomenal.
It's amazing. It's one of the best stories I've ever seen in a video game. But I mean, the stuff that holds it back is like the control and the weird fucking
lag. Did you get that too?
Yeah, it's weird. It's a little weird. You know, you could tell that. You know, the thing that I would do is if you're even remotely interested in the video game, is pick up episode 1. It's $5.
Yeah. You're not going to miss it.
I mean, don't run out and buy the whole game if you're looking at the game. I would suggest it because I think it's a great game. But if you're in the least bit worried, you know, download the first episode. It's $5. So I think you'll get more attached where you'll want to play 2, and then you'll get more attached and you'll want to play 3, and then you'll want to see what happens. But especially on the Xbox, I don't think it's any cheaper if you buy them all together, which is the one system that's not. Because on PSN, I think you can buy all 5 for $20.
Yeah, you save like $5.
But on Xbox, they force you to still spend $25.
The retail version, the disc version of it is $30.
It's $30.
And it's literally available on every single platform. It's on...
Not Wii U.
Well, nobody cares about that. We're talking... It's on Steam. It's on Xbox, PlayStation... iOS. So, I mean, it's on everything.
It will be going on sale on Steam when they do the Christmas sale. So if you just want to wait...
Yeah, if you have
Steam.
Steam.
I mean, literally it goes on sale for like $10-15. It went on sale a few weeks ago for like 10, I think.
Or if you're absolute crazy and you happen to get some Christmas money, or holiday money, and you can find a copy of the collector's edition for the PlayStation or the Xbox, not only does it come with all 5 issues of the game, but it comes with the first 48 issues of the comic book also.
Yeah.
That one's going to be hard to find. That's actually really limited. But
It
if
is,
you can...
it is, you know, but I mean, we're also in a major metropolitan area. So
Yeah, we get a lot more over here. But like Jason was saying earlier, we are planning, probably after the holiday break, at some point doing a Walking Dead spoiler cast, where we're going to be, because hopefully you finish the game by then, Mark should be done. We're going to totally...
You caught up on the series?
We're going to totally dissect
I gotta catch up on the last few episodes.
Yeah, we're going to totally dissect the TV show and the video game. Jason could talk to himself about the comics because we don't know him as well.
Well, that's the good thing is that you're 3 completely different universes.
Yeah,
that
they
have references to each other and they intersect in some regards. But the comic book is completely different from the TV show, which is completely different from the video game. And it's just really interesting how you see these almost like multiverses interacting.
Oh yeah, because I've watched every TV episode and played the game to completion, and none of the characters like cross. So
I'm on the freebies. What else
there's just a ton of free stuff. So
but
whatever
that one,
you're interested
I would definitely get caught up on the game and the TV show if you can. Before listening to that, because that's just going to be a spoiler cast.
Yeah.
We're going to let loose.
Well, yeah, we're not holding.
Yeah, we're going to talk about each other's decisions in the game, what happened with the TV show, what we think. That was sexy. Yeah.
Actually, that's in the. You can still look. I don't remember them all. Like,
just go to episode 5, and it'll tell you
at
the end of episode 5. It gives you a complete recap of what you did through all 5 episodes.
Awesome.
It also lets you know because episode 1 carries over to episode 2 and episode 2.
Yeah.
So like the decisions you made in episode 1 do affect episode 5. It branches off that much, and at the end of episode 5, what they do is this really cool tree where they show you the percentage of people that took that exact path that you did versus very similar who did everything the same as you but that last choice or stuff, and it's really, really cool.
And we are also going to have, if I can go ahead and plug it, we're going to have a pretty unique perspective. We're going to have a guest for that show with us also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
She has been dying to do one with us. And she really wants to do the Walking Dead one.
Excellent.
Yes,
we are pretty
will
cool.
Be here.
Yeah, we're awesome. Yeah. So that's The Walking Dead. I don't know which one you were talking about, but hopefully we answered it through all of them. And like I said, try to get caught up if you're planning on it, because that spoiler cast can be awesome.
Yeah. Now on to the main event. Andrew asked, has any video game ever made you cry or come close to it? Which game was it, and what part was it?
All of Mass Effect 3. No, literally, Mass Effect 3 when Mordin goes up into the tower. I'm not going to spoil anything. Then I was probably almost ready to cry yet. He was my favorite character.
Yeah, I wanted to cry during Spider-Man Edge of Time because it was just so fucking bad. No, I'm kidding. I remember we talked about what got us emotional on a past podcast, and I mentioned the Fable 2 at the end with the dog.
Yeah, we agreed on that one quite a bit.
More recently, without spoiling them because they're games that came out this year, like I've been telling you guys for months, Spec Ops: The Line, at the end, the way Halo 4 ends is pretty crazy, and The Walking Dead episode 4 and the very end of 5 were insane.
Yeah.
At the end of 4, I couldn't believe they did that. And I was like, how are they going to have a whole other episode after this?
Yeah, I know what you're talking
and they did
about,
it. And they did it.
Be quiet.
Yeah.
If we're talking about specifically like a scenario in a video game, I agreed with you on the Fable dog. Also, too, one that I really didn't... I'm not going to say that made me cry, per se, but it still brought out a lot of emotion from me was the end of Arkham City.
Yeah.
I know what happens.
Okay. Here's a big spoiler for it.
We've said on the show before.
Joker dies at the end.
Yeah.
And in the way that it happens, and then the closing cinematic is very, very like powerful, and just the scene that you see. And it's actually I've got artwork of it as the background on my phone.
Did you happen to do Harley's Revenge as well?
I have not yet. I finished the game, and because I finished it so quick, I didn't really. I played it for the story, so I turned it in to get the most money back for it. And now that it's cheap again, I'll probably end up picking it again, like I did Arkham Asylum.
You could pick up Game of the Year with all the DLC for like $25.
Yeah, and then, I mean, literally, it's probably like a 3 or 4 hour thing, and you'll have a week.
I was this close to buying it last night, and I opted for my Walking Dead and my Dragon Ball instead.
Yeah,
good decision.
Other than that, and I know I've kind of beat this horse to death, but the last 15 minutes of playing City of Heroes, and I know it's not really a story portion of the game, but just the way that everything kind of played out and being there with the devs and everything. And I don't think it was intentional. In the game, they had day and night cycles, so like, it would become nighttime. Well, it's obviously quote unquote called the sun setting of the game, so like the last 5 minutes, the actual sun is setting in the game to night, and that's when it ended.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I actually did remember when we were talking, I think it was last week before that, of like games we've been in that we were there when it actually shut down. I actually remembered. I actually was there for the very end, the minute the server shut off on Star Wars Galaxies. Actually, I was. I did remember that like later on, and that was an incredibly sad moment.
I watched a lot of videos of that in trying to build up for it. Not to get too far off track, but since now you can talk about it a little bit. City of Heroes didn't have the opportunity to kind of plan events and do something special for everybody. It just kind of it was over. As to where, like, Star Wars, they had an opportunity to kind of build this world-defining event that was, you could, like, take over the planets and stuff, right?
Something like that.
Yeah, it was something kind of cool that they did. And there was fireworks, and then they had the music playing.
I was there mostly for the fireworks and the music. The taking
I'm
over.
here for the beer and the bitches.
Yeah, that's basically what I came for. Because literally by the end there, like, I was on, everyone was on their good character, and everyone was just kind of chilling out. And so I was there for the ending of a game. Now that I remember it.
I really can't think of any specific moment that's made me cry. Yeah, the closest that I can remember coming to was literally was Borderlands, or not Borderlands. I'm sorry, Angry Andy's playing Borderlands, so I caught it out of the corner of my eye. Was Fable with the dog, and then I felt an overwhelming wave of sadness at the end of Gears 3, just because it was over. It was as far as the story goes, it was the end.
I still gotta beat
there was nowhere to go unless they made Gears of War Farmville, where they're rebuilding society.
None of these actually made me cry. They're just the closest that got me 2 tears, I guess, as I can get from a video game. Like I said, The Walking Dead, when it ended, that was pretty messed up. And Halo 4 is still really fresh in my mind. I was just I'm not going to spoil anything. That game just came out. You don't have to cover your ears. But at the end of that, I remember just staring at the TV for like a minute, not even saying anything. I think I finished it with Angry Andy. I was just looking at the TV. I didn't even say anything to him. We were sitting there in a party chat. I was just like looking at the TV for a minute, like processing what the hell just happened. So, yeah.
You got to beat that and got to beat Gears. Let's do it this week.
We will run you through Gears, no problem. As long as you promise that we don't have to do it on. So hardcore or insane?
Insane against that
Fuck Mira.
So we're doing that insane from what I
will
hear.
never, ever, ever do that final boss fight
do it
on
again.
Insane again.
I'll do it again.
Never. It was 2.5 hours, and I had the worst migraine headache afterwards. Shut up! I know it was 4 hours.
Well, I'll do it again. I'm not scared.
All right.
I am. Fuck that noise.
It sucks.
Is there some kind of glitch?
It's so bad.
No, it's just bad,
actually-
bad spawning.
No, the problem is, this is what me and Angry Andy found out later. Okay, the problem is when you die, it's a crapshoot on how it saved you, because it'll almost remember the enemies that's spawning with Mira.
Yeah.
Where sometimes if it's just you got that bad roll of dice,
Yeah.
it's almost better to restart the entire fight with her
Okay.
than to continue halfway through with that bullshit spawn. It's just going to keep throwing on you.
Okay.
We found that out later on.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's almost better to just suffer through that first 20 minutes of the fight again to get a different a different checkpoint,
Oh, okay.
if that makes sense. Because
Yeah,
if you
no,
get a
it
bad
does.
checkpoint,
Yeah.
you're in a lot of trouble. And we didn't understand that. We're halfway done with the battle, and we kept trying literally
Okay.
30, 40, 50 times, and it's so hard.
And well, we beat it that way.
Nice.
We finally finished.
Thursday or Friday, since you're off, I'm off. I want to play the shit out of something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem.
And he's home, too.
Awesome.
Fuck that guy.
That's 4 people.
Fuck that guy.
Whether it's Halo, whether it's Gears, I don't really care. Whether it's Borderlands, I don't really care.
Yeah. I'd like to revisit some Gears. I haven't played Gears in a week or two. I love me some
I
Gears.
haven't played Gears in probably 6 months.
You should get on that.
And I should.
Yeah. So let's do one of those because I don't have school and I don't work after Tuesday. So
Fucking A.
it's gonna be sweet. No school.
F&A, Cotton. F&A.
All right, so I know we kind of
Was that the end of
That
Gmail?
was it. You know, we kind of dodged on that one because we don't really want to tell you what makes us cry.
Yeah. I'm a guy.
Yeah,
Grr.
manly stuff. Beer.
Gears. That's why we ended with Gears of War. There's nothing more manlier than that.
Boobs.
Speaking of Gears of War,
Cigars.
so
Breasts.
we've got quite a bit to talk about in the tournament this week. What I'd like to do is
I don't want to talk about it.
let's go ahead and let's do the next round, and then we can talk about all the stuff that's going on.
Okay.
Okay? Because it's a nice segue.
So is that Coke for me?
No. Do you want one?
Yeah, I would.
Okay.
Yeah, I just got a
See
Coke.
which one it is?
I just got a vanilla Coke.
I'll go grab me
Okay.
one and one for you.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Just start explaining.
So, the tournament this week is sponsored by Vanilla Coke.
Thanks, Coke.
What we've got a pretty unique battle. We're starting off with the villains. We threw a couple.
Are we in round 2?
No, we're still in the first.
Well,
we're still in the
goddamn.
first.
Every day.
Yeah. Here's the deal.
Why do you
Is
make it so big?
because you guys insisted. I had him at 12 apiece. You're like, no, we want 32. Not even double of what we could have. Just do 32.
64. Just for that, next bracket.
Originally,
64.
you guys wanted 64, and I'm like, no.
We'll take a year to do it. Whatever, we're gonna go fuck.
We haven't really discussed how this was going to play out, even though we threw some factions into our list. We threw, case in point, we have the Locust Army,
Okay.
which is going to kind of throw a kink in our, fighting game, who can knock out who,
Right?
versus the Origami Killer.
Well, the Origami Killer is one man.
Yes.
But you don't know
How
who
many
he is.
more versions of these Locust armies do we have? Or is this the only version that's multiple people?
1, 2, 3 more.
As they come, we'll just
Technically.
pick,
Well, technically.
we'll just pick one.
Yeah.
So the Locust Army. I say we steer away from tickers. They're not very powerful.
Okay.
I also
Except
say we
if
stay
it's
away
ticker
from
weekend.
wretches. Butchers are kind of bitches.
Grind.
Grind. We could go with a grinder.
They're kind of
Okay.
badass.
Or
You wanna-
what?
you
I'm
wanna
just.
pick-
You guys help me pick. I don't know.
You got drones.
I
you got
would
Ram.
say-
That or a sniper.
Let's-
Snipe.
I would go for probably, since it's round.
Is this evil? We could just
Yeah,
use General Ram.
We didn't put Ram in because
Ram,
we wanted
sorry,
we
excuse me.
wanted a couple groups originally to kind of throw some kinks into this. You guys picked them.
He's just blaming us again. Jason's fault.
No.
So use General Ram.
We want to put Ram up against the Origami Killer, or do we want to put a drone up against the Origami Killer?
It's not against the Origami Killer. It's if he succeeds,
Uh-huh.
because we're picking a guy and that's it. We're
Yeah,
running
that's
with
what I'm
him.
saying.
We're not switching it every time. So if we pick
Okay.
General Ram, it's Ram for the rest of the tournament. Or if it's a drone, it's a drone for the rest of the tournament.
Who do we want?
I mean, that's the extremes. You got a ticker
Yeah,
on
no,
one
I get
end
it,
and
I get
Ram
it.
on the other.
Yeah.
Do you want to go with the best that the Locust Army has to offer, or should we go for a, or should we go for a mid round? What's that giant hand, that fucking
Corpser?
corpser? I mean, what do you guys want to? What do you want to roll with?
Grimlock.
I was gonna say you can't do either of those.
Sure we
Fucking
can.
corpser against an origami killer.
Well, the Origami Killer, we'll get to him later. Don't look at it as a strictly against the Origami Killer. Who are we having represent the Locust Army?
Yeah. Who is the face of the? You know, when you think Locust Army, who do you think? Do you just think that?
Just the standard guy running around with the fucking.
See, I'm fine with that.
What's his face?
Yeah.
With the.
You're talking about drone.
Yeah.
Drone.
Just a regular assault rifle.
Roll with a drone.
I mean, there are more of them. Yeah.
He's kind of in the middle of the pack anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. I don't have any experience with.
The origami killer.
I'm going to
Yeah.
let Mark take this because this is probably the one PS3 game
that I know a lot
he's
about.
ever going to be able to talk about.
Okay.
Well, no, first few Uncharted. Infamous. Any Infamous I could talk about.
Okay.
But Origami Killer, basically, should I do spoilers on this? I mean, I can tell you who he is.
Heavy Rain's old. Go ahead.
Okay. Basically, Origami Killer is this, I guess you would say a sick, twisted, like, starts when he was a kid and then he kind of grows up to be a murderer. And every year during the rainy season, he basically abducts kids and then does the kind of like a Saw type.
Jason!
Yeah. It's kind of a Saw type
Yes, that's right.
test.
Scream my name, bitch.
It's a little kid from the.
Jason!
That's fine. I don't care. Scream my name.
So he does like Saw type tests where you have to cut off your own finger, you have to get through a power grid while it's on without killing yourself. You have to drive on oncoming traffic to get to this, basically.
You have to run through malls with red balloons screaming, Jason!
Jason! This ain't loud enough! So, I mean, literally, he makes you do these things in terms, like, the one thing that I would say didn't really make much sense is when you actually find out who it is.
Because the ending can change.
There's 32 different endings.
Yeah.
And usually...
Coincidentally, there's 32 different versions of the drone.
yeah.
How
But
appropriate.
literally, my one thing is he actually fights way better than I think he should in the end. He's kind of a fat dude, so like he
It's Kevin Smith. Kevin Smith is
Kevin
the
Smith
origami
is the
killer.
origami killer. No, I mean literally he just fights more like a person that doesn't look like him. So that's my problem with it, I guess. But in terms of he's kind of a sneaky bastard, I guess you'd say. And he actually he's a fist fighter. So I mean, from how he is in the game, he's actually a pretty good fist fighter.
To me, he's a fucking genius. But you also got to take into account what he's fighting, which is just regular Joes off the street, and he still loses.
Yeah.
Here's for
Eventually.
me, right? He had me sold when the way he was describing him as a very psychological killer, but
Yes, very
you
much
kind of took a turn for the worst when you said he's a very good fist fighter. So you're talking about a
Well, the ending scene has to be a quick time event.
I understand.
That's what I'm
but
saying. There's not really
my,
much
but my
gunplay.
comparison is okay. Now, you're gonna take, and even if you take their
He
gun,
does have a pistol.
If you take their gun away from the drone, you're still talking about roughly like a 7-8 foot tall creature that has all the power of a fucking linebacker.
I think he's about 6 something. He's about the same size of a human.
They're a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
They're the size of Cole, and Cole's like 6'5", 6'7".
Yeah.
In terms of like his overall, he is actually probably close to maybe like 260. He's like 250 pounds,
I understand,
300
dude.
pounds. I don't know.
But I'm still, again, I'm
Yeah.
taking it as what you were saying, because if it would have just stuck with the psychological stuff, I would have totally said he would have outsmarted a drone any day. But if we're going, if we're going
way-
hand to hand, I'm taking a drone.
Mark?
Are we deciding?
I'm
Well, I was going to say, do we have anything to say about the drone?
honestly, if he's taking the drone already, if you got any last words in the Origami Killer's defense,
Yeah.
because I'm probably picking the drone as well, unless you have something that can.
Yeah.
The Origami Killer is he's an excellent enemy for that style of game. The problem is in this particular scenario, what we're basing this tournament on works against him. He's more like Mark said. It's very Saw-like, where he's good from the shadows, messing with you,
He is great from the shadows.
putting you through. Trials and tribulations, as opposed to like sitting there being upfront in your face and being like, "Fight me." That's not his style.
Yeah.
Until the very end, when he's forced into it.
Yeah,
when
basically,
he's
yeah.
forced into that hand. But if it's up to him, he's going to stay back from the shadows, filming you, watching you go through his tests. So it's an excellent game. He's an excellent boss for that style of game. But fighting anything from the Locust,
And then
I don't-
also just said he has a pistol.
I think it gets knocked out of his hand like right in the beginning.
I'm just
That's
saying,
it.
even if you give him a hammer burst, these things are deadly.
No, I am
To
going
train
with
soldiers.
I am going with the drone as well, because it's simply I don't think he would win.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's what it took me out of the immersion of the game is how good of a fighter he was.
Sure.
He probably shouldn't have been, but he was. But I would give it to a drone.
well, I mean, how do you end that game? They almost had to force that
Yeah, they did.
just to be like,
No, yeah, I
here's some kind of climax to
I really, really want to do this next villain one, because it's going to be awesome.
We're okay on time if you wanted to do 2 again today.
Okay, yeah, let's go ahead.
Also, play Heavy Rain if you haven't. It was a really,
It's an
really
excellent
good
game.
game.
It's an
Very
excellent
unique
game.
as well in the Sony library.
The one thing I really liked about it it's from Quantic Dream. They're actually their
Yeah.
new game's coming up pretty soon too. But I hated it at first, and somebody brought this to my attention. I forget who it was. Maybe my manager from my store. Somebody I was talking to Heavy Rain about, because I got upset a lot at their QuickTime events because some of them were really weird, like hold R2 while tapping L1 while holding triangle.
Oh yeah, they made you do. They made you go around the controller.
Yeah, and then all at the same time clicking R3, and it made no sense because they wanted you to do this all at the same time.
That was based on difficulty too, about the amount of buttons you had to do.
Okay, but the point is you'd fuck them up a lot if you weren't ready for them. And we're talking about this, and I said that was the low point of the game, and he made a really good point that I never thought of as I was playing it, which is that it's the only game that ever tried to make QuickTime events harder, because if you think about it, like you're in a real fight with the guy who's holding a gun at you, and you're sitting there scrambling with him, you'd be that frantic, and you'd have to quickly make difficult choices.
I really like the way they did their button choice. That's why I actually played it hard right away when I found out how it was done, because I actually went to a first playthrough demo of it months before it came out.
Mark, I play stuff months before.
It was the only time I ever went to the it was the only time I ever went to the Brickyard because they had that first playtest. But literally, it's just so much better because it does literally playing easy and normal you just don't get the same feeling and franticness of the fight because you will not do button presses perfectly all the time, and it's the times where you mess up that branches the story. It's great.
Yeah, but I mean, you take similar games like a Resident Evil or like a fucking Darksiders or something else that has those quick time events, even an Uncharted, and it's just no matter the difficulty setting or what's going on, if it's just a simple duck to the left, or something as crazy as the entire building is about to collapse on you, it's just hit triangle at that 1 second, and it's done. It doesn't switch to you're in this crazy 90-mile-an-hour car scene.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a little harder than just hitting square at the exact right time. Maybe it's more like you have to do a couple crazy things, because if you're in a car chase at 90 miles an hour, everything's not going to go so perfect all the time.
I literally actually killed off my favorite character by accident because I did mess up one of those quick time events, and I didn't think I would. I messed up 2 of them, and he died, and it just changed the story forever. Mm-hmm. And I was actually thankful for it. I actually didn't change that because I just thought, hey, I actually felt okay. I personally messed it up. I'm okay. And I'll see where it branches off. The story just completely changes from there. It's awesome.
Cool. F&A, Cotton.
All right.
That's why you like games with 32 different endings.
Here's another group class.
Are we doing
We're gonna
enemies
do,
again?
yeah, we're
Just
gonna do
finish off
villains,
enemies?
yeah.
Okay.
It's the Flood from Halo versus Zeus.
Which version of Zeus?
I just put Zeus, so
Are we doing God of War?
well, that's what the intention was God
Okay.
of War. See, now originally what I envisioned was literally like the Flood running up Mount Olympus while he's throwing lightning bolts at them. That's the picture that I had in my head. Just a wave of the Flood.
It's still a head by head. It's just sideways now.
Zeus is pretty hardcore. I guess you'd have to take the strongest person from the Flood, which I don't think this requires much
Well,
talking
we
about.
went mid tier with the Locust army, so I think we have to go mid tier with the Flood too.
Sure, take them into. There's only two versions of the Flood.
Yeah, really, there isn't. I mean,
There's the big guy who comes after you, or there's three. Excuse me. There's the
The
big guy that comes
exploding
after
guys.
you, the one that is basically a sack of little guys, and the little guys.
I guess would the sack be? No.
Three. The little fucking octopuses.
Things, the popcorns that explode in your face.
Yeah,
Popcorns.
popcorns. That's explode in your face. That's one. You got the little guys. You got the
variations, and then
you got the mutated variations that could be like humans.
just a sword.
I think we should go with those ones.
Yeah.
Like the mutated taking over human.
I don't think it matters much. I don't think
No,
even
I
if you
don't-
take one of each and throw them all at Zeus, I don't think they stand a chance.
Yeah, probably not.
Zeus is the most
One quarter.
hardcore god in the god world or whatever. I don't think.
Fair enough.
I mean, is anybody dispute Zeus would beat the Flood? Not. Maybe you throw
really
the
think
entire
that's
Flood
it,
at Zeus.
yeah.
It's a different story. But if you're taking a person from the Flood, even the best person from the Flood, Zeus is going to rape him.
Sure, and I'm fine with going with Zeus.
We really should have put what's that giant tree that you hallucinate and see
What?
from Halo? Not the enemy's not a tree. The guy where you start hallucinating and you see him and from what? Gravemind, yeah. Yeah, should have done him instead.
All right, that brings us to the hero bracket.
Rock on.
We have one of Tony's favorites, Ratchet, against supposedly the guy who would defeat everyone because he can freeze people.
Oh no!
Sub-Zero.
This is
Is Tony going to argue with
Yes,
himself?
this is me going to argue with myself.
All right, we'll
this
go-
is this
go
is
get
a
lunch.
this is a very very unfortunate first round because both of these guys, like just from a preliminary standpoint, knowing how much I've played with these guys and all that, these guys are both heavy favorites. I mean, it sucks that one has to leave right now, especially because you got crappy matchups like Dante versus Cloud. Like, who gives a fuck? But
You wanted
it's
him
the way.
random. I had him matched up better.
It's the way
originally.
the cookie crumbles. So I understand that. Ratchet is cool. The reason I thought he was going to be such a heavy favorite is he's the only one, in my opinion, that's allowed everything because he in the game he carries 50 guns at one time, and some of his guns are just sheer destruction. Like he's got the Rhino, which I don't think anything on our entire list could survive a shot from. It's literally it's a what are they called? Not an abbreviation. It's the first letter from 4 different words is RYNO. What the hell's that
Yeah,
called?
I don't remember what it's called. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
it's one of the, and it's probably the best gun in the game. But so he's the only one that I don't think that would count as a power up for, which is why I think he has his full arsenal right away. Not to mention he gets to use Clank, which is just insanity at its finest. He's basically got a mech on his back and a full array of the craziest guns that Insomniac can think up. Fortunately, I still think Sub-Zero kicks the shit out of him.
Do you have anything for this one?
Ratchet's freaking crazy.
I really want to
This
do
is
a
very
Ratchet and Clank
unfortunate.
game.
This is very unfortunate for I'm letting you know as big fans of both. You guys hear me talk all the time.
Oh yeah,
about
I would
Ratchet.
definitely play Ratchet.
I don't
and
think
Clank.
you can beat Sub-Zero. But I
We
think
should vote against Sub-Zero just
to get him out of the tournament. I wouldn't even be mad because then I know that I still voted for my boy Sub-Zero and Ratchet perseveres. It's fine because Ratchet's going to go very far. And either way, whoever wins this, I don't remember exactly who we've gone through yet. I think these two would beat almost everyone that we've said already.
So eventually they would have to go head to head.
Eventually, they'd have to square off, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. So
It's just unfortunate that it happened this early because
So-
these guys should be kicking a lot of people
in
out.
your head, how would the fight go?
Play it out for us.
Okay.
Let me.
Because I don't know Ratchet enough.
Ratchet
I know he's got some big fucking ears.
Buy me a PlayStation Ratchet.
Ratchet is
Only
very, very nimble. He's very short.
So he's like Yoda.
What I envision happening is Sub-Zero off the bat throws a freeze, walks up, and just pounds him. And if you're taking stock Ratchet, depending on the game you're basing it off of, he's got, on average, we'll call it 4 orbs.
Okay.
Okay, those are his life. They go up to 100 once you collect the game, but if you're taking stock Ratchet at the very beginning of the game, he only gets 4. And you progress throughout the game, you get up to 99 or 100, I forget the cap. But each hit takes one of your orbs away.
Okay.
So,
You get 100 times a hit. Oh, that's great.
well, no, because the problem is as you progress further down the game,
They do more
the
take
enemies
more
take 6, 7 orbs away. So you can only, you know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
So it's very different.
Okay.
But so I envision that just happening 3 or 4 times, and it's kind of over before Ratchet could do much.
Let me.
The thing with the freeze is Mortal Kombat characters, to make it even, have to have some way to block the freeze.
That's
But
what I wanted to bring up.
In my head, unless you're a Mortal Kombat character, just to make it even, that was a programming decision from Midway to not make Sub-Zero too overpowered. But in real life, if somebody's chucking, how the fuck can you block that? So I'm going to take that away from everybody who's not in the Mortal Kombat universe. So I don't think Ratchet does have a blocking ability, but I don't think he can block it.
Okay.
So I don't see him doing much.
Fair enough. I'm going to go ahead and throw the vote out there, and I'm going to take Sub-Zero.
Are you? I thought you were going Ratchet for sure.
I'm going to tell you why.
I'd love to hear why.
Okay. It's foreshadowing, okay? Because Tony just backed himself into corner.
I did not.
Here's why.
Yes.
Clearly, I'm the one who has the tournament list, so I know who Sub-Zero is going to go against. And technically, he's considered in the Mortal Kombat universe.
No, because unless it's in a Mortal Kombat game,
Just
why?
saying.
What is it? Is it Batman?
It is.
I'm not worried about
And
it.
I'm looking so much forward to that than I would Batman versus Ratchet.
The Dark Knight's in
So,
trouble. The Dark Knight is in trouble.
I agree with everything that you've said so far. You've made a good argument for Ratchet. I don't know a lot about him. I do know a lot about Sub-Zero. I'm going to have to go with Sub-Zero based on what I know about him.
What about?
And again, granted, I've mentioned that just now that I'm looking forward to the next one. That's irrelevant. I'm trying to stay focused on this matchup. I don't
Naturally.
I don't think the little ferret guy.
He's badass. I don't want to be explaining this poorly. Like I said, Ratchet would probably beat most of the people we've talked about so far.
I'll put it to you this way. Just from what I know about the difference between Ratchet and Clank and Jak and Daxter, I always thought Ratchet and Clank look cooler. Personally, and that's part of what I'm basing it on.
They're both excellent platformers. They steer very differently
Sure.
from one another.
And
I'm a bigger Ratchet and Clank fan than Jak and Daxter, but I'm big fans of both series.
They got that sheep gun, right?
The what?
The sheep gun? The thing that turns people into... See, that's...
There's also the see if Ratchet could get the Groovatron ball out quick enough, it would mess some people up. That it would almost act as a de facto freeze because there's this globe that Ratchet throws out. It's called the Groovatron. That it's basically a disco ball, and anything he's facing has to stop and start dancing. So if he can get that out, if he can get that out before the freeze, Sub-Zero would be sitting there doing a spin move, and then Ratchet could pull out the Rhino and blow up Sub-Zero. But he'd have to beat him to the punch.
See,
It'd be freeze versus Groovatron.
see.
It's the only
Now,
way I can see it happening.
now you say that. Now it's just like, well, now you have a 50-50 shot of who attacks first.
Who gets that out first?
So who shot first is what we're saying at
Han?
this point.
I mean, Ratchet.
I mean,
Does he have any other weapon that would block? Is there a projectile weapon that could shoot back? Just bullets or whatever.
he does have a Ratchet decoy.
I'm getting a memo.
He does have a Ratchet decoy. What happened?
He says, "Sounds like a fucked up friendship." the friendship of fatalities.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dances them to death.
Ratchet does have a decoy that he can throw out that looks just like him and it distracts everybody. He also has the I can't think what the hell they're called now. He's got Mr. Gurkhan, which is essentially a turret on like in the air, which is just and he's got I can't think what they're called, but there's 6 of them that spin or 4 of them that spin around him at all times and absorb hits, so he doesn't have to take them.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna retract my previous.
Are you going
statement.
Ratchet?
No. I'm leaving my vote up to Tony. I'm letting Tony decide the fate of this one.
See,
I think that's pretty interesting to let Tony let him pick his poison here on this one. And if you need some help,
No.
I'm. You keep going back and forth like you're unsure.
I'm not unsure. I know what would happen. It's just I don't want people to underestimate Ratchet.
I understand.
I'm actually going with Ratchet as my vote.
And I'm
literally
leaving my
because
vote.
the guns you've told me, and
He's
like,
insane. Ratchet's insane. I'm telling you, it'd be a hell of a fucking.
I really think that
You get 2 votes here, Tony.
I'm gonna give them all to Sub-Zero.
Okay.
I really do think Sub-Zero would mess him up. It's just the way I see it going on. But I think Sub-Zero is one of 3 or 4 people that could have eliminated Ratchet out of this whole tournament. So it's unfortunate that it happened in the first round, but it's the way it went. Ratchet's crazy though.
would you have voted for Ratchet if you didn't give up your vote?
No. But he had, and I'm being honest, he had such a compelling argument for Ratchet, and I don't have any experience with Ratchet. I only
That's
know
why I
Sub-Zero.
asked him the questions there, and it seemed
That's
like,
why I
it
was
seemed
kind
like
of
a
on the fence.
50-50 chance, really, of who shoots first, who and gets the win.
All right. Second hero matchup of the night is Sam Fisher
Oh yeah,
versus Stranger.
From Stranger's Wrath?
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
You're welcome.
This is another unfortunate matchup for another favorite of mine.
Explain
Okay.
Stranger to me, because I only know him as that goofy-looking guy in a cowboy hat that shoots out
Stranger-
living bullets.
Stranger is a bounty hunter who takes on everything.
Wait,
in-
why isn't Boba Fett in any of these? Let's go ahead.
restart it.
What the fuck about that Solo? That's what it sounds like to me, because I only understand Solo, even though the translation comes
Greedo.
out. When you stop, fuck off.
No, I got you.
Okay, so Stranger.
Danger.
He is the outlaw bounty hunter in the Odd World, the world of Odd. Basically, he's being hunted down. So he has to run around and collect bounties to get a surgery to change his visuals so he won't be getting hunted anymore. It's the whole premise of the game. So he's a badass. He's ridiculously fast. I don't think he'd run laps around Sam Fisher. Like, no,
You haven't seen him recently, have you?
this is like no. He has like cheetah speed. Stranger,
Okay.
like cheetah-like speed. Literally, he can run on all fours. He's
On a 2D game, he can run circles around.
3D.
it's 3D.
3D.
It's open world.
Okay.
Actually,
No,
had-
I
actually
meant
had-
in like our form of the bracket, the Mortal Kombat fight.
I'm just saying he's really quick.
Oh yeah.
he had some platforming abilities too, didn't he?
Yeah, he's got an insane arsenal as well. Which, see, Sam Fisher's the ultimate espionage badass. The problem is if he's standing in front of somebody who knows he's there, I don't know how effective he's going to be. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
If some dude's just like standing in a room and you want to pick the guy out of this list to sneak in and fuck him up, aside from James Bond, you're going Sam Fisher.
Yeah.
But when they're just like, I don't know, it can go. Should I explain any of his weaponry? Because this is another guy that this stuff all comes standard.
Yeah.
It's a really cool game in the sense that you hunt down your own ammunition because the guy actually uses live ammunition. Okay. First and foremost, he has the ability to shake off damage. He doesn't have regenerative health like in a Halo or something where a shield gets knocked down and it just recharges. He literally, I think you hit Y, he literally shakes off damage. So when he gets shot, he just does like one of these because he's like a half Bobcat type thing, and all the damage is erased that got put on Strange.
He's a man bear pig.
So he can, man bear pig indeed. So I don't really think you can hurt him very much, aside from him being pretty fucking sneaky. The ammunition,
snap neck.
the ammunition that he uses is quite crazy. He's got basically a full arsenal of, because they use like similar names to kind of describe what kind of live ammunition you're using. Like one of his weaker guns is basically a bee shooter, where it's his machine gun, where it's you just sit there and you're shooting bees at people because of the stingers. You can shoot spiders at them and wrap them up so they can't move. You shoot a spider, it wraps him up in a cocoon, and he can walk in and pull up the bounty. He has these things called stunks, which are basically skunks, and you throw them, and they're smoke bombs. So the people are sitting there coughing, and they can't see, and their eyes are all watery, and he runs up and bags them. And he's got a bunch of shit like this. The coolest one's the Zapper, which is literally some kind of electric bug that shoots out an electric bolt at whatever you're aiming at, and pretty much disables them.
Is it a lightning bug?
Yeah. And he's got a few more that I can't remember because I haven't played this game in a really long time. But the guy's got quite the arsenal. And like I said, he's very fast and pretty sneaky himself. And he's tough, and he's taken down some really big bounties. I don't know. You want to take Sam
Your
Fisher?
rebuttal for Sam Fisher, sir.
My rebuttal for Sam Fisher. Sam Fisher has been the sneaky badass for like 10 years now. They actually literally made him out. I don't know if anyone play Conviction. Oh yeah, in Conviction, he literally came out as he can actually take face-to-face people now in Conviction. They reworked it where it's not like you're so screwed. Like he's actually brilliant with a pistol, basically, because they have that like the mark and execute mechanic now. And literally that thing, he can just take people out with that. He does come always equipped with a silenced pistol. He also will have his glowing green back to know if he's in enough darkness or not. Other than that, I mean, he is just like a Bond where he's got just little equipment that just helps him out. In the games, he has taken out the North Korean army. He's taken out some Russian terrorists. The new one, he was taking out the own U.S. government, some sneaky... he was actually taking down his own like old organization. And literally, he is fantastic hand-to-hand combat. Like, you just can't beat him. Then you also have his signature U.S. Navy SEAL knife, which he stabs a lot of people with. A lot.
Stabby, stabby.
Yeah. There's a video on stabby with Splinter Cell. Literally, he's actually gotten faster and more violent with age. Literally, in the last two games, this one and then, what is it, Black, whatever the next one is. Anywho, he's kind of a badass at this point. Like, literally, he's a good guy. Probably should have a better rebuttal than that. That wasn't very good at all, but,
So what you're saying is if anybody could track Stranger across the planet...
Oh, that's actually one of the things I was going to do, is since he's always being hunted, Sam Fisher is always a hunter. Mm-hmm. Like, he's never being really...
They're quite, what is it? It's a good matchup. It's not like two different... I'm actually pretty torn on this one. You do bring up some interesting points for Conviction. Like I said, in a different setting, I'm pretty sure Sam Fisher would rape him. Mm-hmm. But the way this is set up, I'm really not sure. Well, let's hear what you guys... Maybe I'm already out, or maybe it's already decided between you guys.
What do you think?
Do you guys know where you stand, or do you need to talk about it a little bit more?
I kind of have an idea. Go ahead.
I am actually voting for Sam Fisher. I just think him being kind of like the hunter, he's just taken out so many people over the years.
Real quick, he's a hunter as well. He runs around and collects... He's a bounty hunter.
Yeah.
Stranger. That's literally his profession. So he's only being hunted by one person, but he's track down thousands.
Oh, okay.
So don't use the hunter argument.
Damn it.
Shit.
Fuck. No, Lily, I'm going with Sam. I just think if it came down to hand, I don't know. He might have him with the pistol. It sounds like Stranger has a little, or the ranged weapon sounds like he has quite a few different things to use. But I also think Sam, especially from the last game, is more than a badass with a pistol at this point. So,
Without playing Conviction, which could totally change my mind.
he would.
Because I'm not sure. I'm going to go with Stranger.
Oh, it comes down to the guy who doesn't give a shit about either of these guys.
I wouldn't get that mad anyway. I mean, this is not like one of my more passionate ones. Stranger's
Okay.
Rat's an excellent game. If anybody's on the fence about playing it, I'd suggest playing it. But this shouldn't affect your decision either way.
Yeah, well, we're going on that. You have the most innovative lighting of any series of all time. I'm just saying. I actually did a video about that with the new one. Oh, I think they're going to outdo themselves again somehow, which I didn't think they would do.
Stranger's Wrath was one of the first games to allow you to switch between first person and third person in a video game. If we're talking innovations by the series. I didn't know those were in the mix.
Hey, if those are relevant... Oh, wait, we'll get back to that story in a little while. Okay, taking everything into account and kind of basing it off of some of the set parameters that we have, we do have some type of meta-human against a standard human.
No, it's the Stranger's a straight up creature.
Yeah, well, he's a bipedal...
But he's also a quad.
But he wears a fucking cowboy hat.
He can walk
Listen,
upright.
it's my turn.
No, I'm
fine.
just trying to clear it up because neither of you have played the game.
You sure I
Try to
haven't?
explain. Oh, yeah.
That's how I knew it was a lightning bug, right?
Well, you could look at the back of the box. You
I
have
also,
worked at
I also worked at GameStop for 10 years and
Yeah.
bullshit my way through anything.
Yeah, sadly.
Yeah. I'm going with Stranger.
Jesus, I didn't think he was gonna win. Wow, nice.
That works.
Mark's gonna punch someone.
Taking into account the everything that we're looking at.
I made a
some of the
shitty
things,
argument.
Some of the things.
I made a
No,
shitty
some of the things.
You
that
want
we
a
based it on-
chance? Go ahead.
No,
I'll re-vote if you have to throw something in there.
No,
dude.
I don't got it. I can't think right now. It's cool.
Okay.
Based on and what I do know from Splinter Cell, I've played a little bit. It is one of the games that Angry Andy does frequent a lot more often, so I am pretty familiar. I just think that the creature would take them hands down.
Okay.
So
Whatever. I
That's
don't even
what
like
we're
the
going
show.
I don't even like this show.
all right,
Do we got one more from the Heroes, or was that the two?
that was two. That
What was the first one?
Didn't we just?
Oh, Sub-Zero and Ratchet. Fuck
yeah.
Sub-Zero Ratchet. Yeah.
Fuck me.
Then we're still skipping the side tournament until we catch up a little, right?
Let me see where we're at. Really
No, we finished the
quick.
first round.
I know.
So
I'm
we have to
just
finish the
double
first round of the...
How many both on this godforsaken tournament?
Wow, we're not even done with the first round.
I know.
We made this too big.
How many we got?
I will update everybody with where we're at. We have exactly 1, 2, 3 matchups left for first round finishes for heroes and villains.
And then we start the second round.
And that's because we've been doing 2 a week. we would have been at 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that brings us to a little bit of controversy that's been going on with the tournament.
I'd like to preface everything. Because this is the third one that has been
Contested?
okay? We obviously have the initial one, which was Nathan Drake versus Samus. We have the second one, which we're still looking into with Dante versus Cloud. And we have the third one that is just being contested now. And I don't want to have 3 up in the air. So if you guys are in agreeal, let's close out the fucking Nathan Drake Samus one.
Okay.
Obviously, we've got
We
less
were-
than 3 weeks to close up all of these before we can move on to the second round.
We were unanimous initially, right?
Yeah.
That Nate Drake would take out Samus.
Yeah.
Has anyone said anything in the comments that have made you guys
Decide against it.
decide otherwise?
Just to refresh my mind, because it's been like a month since we did that.
The
was
best-
that, what do we come to on the suit?
The best argument was made by Metro Android, and he's the one that dictated that suit would decimate Nathan Drake, which even I agree with as the biggest
Yeah.
Uncharted fan.
Yeah, I can
know
agree with that as well.
Yeah, with that suit, she would decimate all. She's actually what brought out the whole "where's the line" that we're drawing was
Yeah.
from that argument. And what we basically came to is she pretty much gets her standard.
The basic bare bones.
Yeah. So she does have I guess a protective suit in some regard.
She's got the basic suit
Yeah.
that you would have at the very beginning of Metroid. Because you don't get all your power-ups
Yeah.
and stuff right from the start. Unlike the argument with Batman where you do start with some of the gear
Yes.
that he has.
Yeah.
Well, Batman, if you take away his gear, he's just a dude who knows like martial arts.
I get, but I mean, just as a comparison, because that could be an argument. Well, why does Batman get gadgets and Samus doesn't? Well,
stock person.
we're looking at stock here. It's still a very tough call.
It is a very good one, and the longer we've gone on, the closer I think this would be. But I still haven't seen anything personally that changes my vote. They've brought me closer, but everybody just kind of gave up on it. People were bringing up these half points and these good things that kind of made me second guess some of
Finish
the
your
stuff.
sentences, damn it.
Yeah, but then everybody just kind of left it because I know this has been going on for quite some time. This was like 7-8 episodes ago now, wasn't it? Like 2 months ago.
I think it was like, I don't think it was that far ago. I think it might have been like 4, maybe 5 episodes.
It's been a month.
Yeah,
Okay.
probably like a month.
And everybody's just kind of moved on to the different ones. I know a lot of people are still talking about Cloud and Dante, and a lot of other people
I think
now.
they just know that they have no chance of winning because you're going to push Nathan Drake.
That's not true. I vote against
It's
a lot of
joke.
my favorites. Yeah. Nathan Drake's probably not going to get very far. He's still just a human.
Yeah.
I still think he gets past Samus. I don't know. It's up to you guys, though. You want to revote? Want to just do it that way?
Yeah, if you want. So other than that, was there any other good points that were brought up of like the suit?
She has at a base. She has agility. She does have the cannon,
Yeah.
which has the basic fire. So I mean, she does
And
have
Mad Hops.
Yeah, she does
Mad
have
Hops.
some natural ability over
She can become a
Nathan
ball.
Drake.
I don't think so. Like, just athletic ability?
With the basics
Nate
from
can duck and jump from... He's pretty crazy. He could jump like 30 feet and
He is
barely
a
grab a
st-
branch with 2 fingers.
Yeah, I was gonna say his
what
fingers
is
are
this?
strong.
What is this? The Marine with John Cena with the 30-foot leap at the end of the movie?
Probably.
Don't go back and look at that obscure reference, please. Whatever you do,
Why
you
is
will
it
waste
that
2
bad?
hours of your life.
Is that bad?
Yes.
Yeah, agility-wise, I think Nate's got to be the most agile person in our tournament.
That's a pretty hefty.
He's got
statement.
jump. I'll give him jump.
The guy hangs off ledges and wins entire gunfights, like holding on with 2 fingers and just reaching over and going like this. So, I'm not sure. I mean, this could. What do you think? I don't know, man.
All right, so basically, I just want to see what reasons she. So she has a suit. It has some kind of laser pistol or
Yeah,
something.
because this was before your time, and you kind of gave up on Nintendo, right? You're not that familiar with Samus, or no?
I didn't give up on Nintendo. I had my 64. It's just I didn't have a job back then, so I got what my parents could allow me to. So.
Well, I'm talking like NES when Metroid.
Yeah,
was born.
I didn't do those.
They're cool. They're cool games. They're fun. They're just. I don't know. I really don't see her taking out Nate Drake. I really don't see it happening.
The other argument
Can
for
she
it,
become a ball?
that is one of her base abilities.
Okay, she can become a ball, and we'll roll him over. We'll roll over his hands when he's ah!
Oh yeah, just like that.
Over the
He's-
cliff.
He's like. "Ah!" I'm just tired of having this one in the back of my mind. So if we overturn it, we overturn it. I really don't care.
Keeps you up
So
at
we're
night.
gonna- we're
you can't
re- we're
masturbate anymore
re-voting
because you're
from-
just thinking about it.
We're revoting from here, correct?
Damn it! No one listened to that.
What do we have to do? Well, see, the only thing. Okay, I think it's different if we're split 2-1.
Okay.
Because then I think it's the one person has to convince people. Whereas this one, we were unanimous. It was the fans that all 3 of us voted Nate Drake. I don't know how should we do it because this is the first time we're redoing it. What should we do?
I really don't know.
Should it just take a revote or does it have to be unanimous for an overturn?
I think
You can do what the Senate does, 2/3.
yeah.
Well, no, that's how we regularly vote. But to overturn,
To
does it have to be
overturn,
unanimous then? Because, I mean, it's already been voted on.
I would say it would be two of us have to vote for an overturn. I think
Yeah.
that's good enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll keep it democratic.
Yeah, keep it
Okay, so
democratic.
two out of
America.
3. And to overturn, should we state that even if we have a guest, for overturns, it's just the 3 of us?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
I agree.
For overturns?
Yes.
Okay.
Anybody? You're.
I'm gonna stick with Nate Drake.
I'm gonna go Samus.
Okay. So that's up to Mark.
See, I was like already like maybe.
Maybe they'll
They-
have it figured out for me.
I know they only made some half points and everything, but it did remind me of some things from Metroid,
Metroid, yeah.
even though it's a little bit of an older series.
She's a badass.
and it's not as it wasn't as
I
fresh.
do
in
know
my
like
mind.
some of the stuff she's done. That's why it
And
sucks
I'm
comes
not
on
counting
me.
Emo Samus from that last one, other M. She did nothing but bitch the whole
All right.
time. I mean,
Somebody-
she fights fucking space pirates,
Like, he does just regular pirates.
but
Butt
space
pirates
pi-
sometimes.
No, Nate
space
Drake, Nate
pirates.
Drake also fights zombies. He also fights yetis, and he also fights
Whoever the fuck gets in the way.
sun people, which have the electricity of the sun that come out and literally explode. They turn into mini nukes.
He
after it
finds
kills
the
them.
weirdest shit in the jungle.
They're not always in the jungle. That's just Uncharted 1.
Not disputing that. I was just throwing the
So
space
now-
pirates out there, and I'm kind of upset.
Convince
that I
me
didn't.
of your points, basically. That's how I'm going to do this, of who I think makes a better point.
Okay. Nate Drake's stock is the same as Nate Drake build up.
Yeah.
So everything he has, he has. He doesn't gain special abilities. He's a human. He's just a dude.
Does he get the 6-shooter?
Yeah. He gets a 6-shooter. He gets
Yeah,
everything.
we'll
He
see
gets-
that 6-shooter's overpowered, but if we're just doing stock, it's the Colt. Actually, we would have to do the Colt, never mind.
That's not a power up. That's
Yeah,
just a
and it's
gun.
just a gun,
It's
yeah.
just a gun laying down. The guy's carrying guns.
Yeah.
He is limited to only carrying 2 guns at a time, if you want to go off that. But the guy also gets grenades. He's, like I said, the most agile person I've ever seen. And I've never seen him get caught in any situation. The guy is... See, sure, Samus always wins, but Nate is one of the few characters where no matter how bad it gets... It's the way the game is designed. I'm not an idiot. It's
Yeah.
supposed to be very Indiana Jones-esque.
Yeah.
But no matter how bad it is and how bad the odds are stacked up
He brought up
against
Indiana
him,
Jones. He's winning.
no matter how bad everything is stacked up against Nate, he finds a cool, entertaining, funny way out while cracking jokes the whole time
Yeah.
and making a mess of everything, just exploding everything and blowing shit up. It's quite cool.
Yeah.
Okay, for Samus, she was chained by an alien race. For
Okay.
one, she is an intergalactic bounty hunter. Okay, she has saved an alien race. She does fight space pirates. That's pretty relevant in a regard. She also had a badass commercial directed by Ridley Scott.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Okay, for me, and Tony, please take no offense.
I'm not.
You triggered the thought in my brain. For me, Nate Drake has always been a Indiana Jones ripoff. For me, okay, as to where Metroid and Samus was something completely original and different for me. So that's part of it.
Yeah, I take no offense to that. Even Naughty Dog comes out and says that he is one of the inspirations behind Nathan
I
Drake's.
mean, he's one bullwhip and a fedora away, literally.
Okay.
Okay, so on ability and the environment that they're placed in, I'm switching to.
What kind
to
of combat ability is she given? Because like the story, she seems to have the better like backstory. But so far, I just know that I know what Nate Drake can do.
Okay. As far as her abilities go,
Yeah, like what would she be able to
okay,
do in this?
she does have a default double jump from back in the day. Okay, so on the equivalent
Madhouse.
scale,
Madhouse.
she has
Michael Jordan hops.
a blaster that is irrelevant to what we're talking about, but is an upgradable piece of
Yeah.
technology. So she has the ability to evolve. She turns into that ball thing and drops bombs. I don't know. I don't remember if the bombs were default to it or not, or if that was a power up that you had to get later.
I don't remember that either necessarily,
Yeah.
but
and she's extremely quick.
Okay.
And as far as the exploration aspect of it goes, I would say she's at least on par with Nate Drake when you take into account the was it Primes? That was the first person.
In terms of what?
Just like the adventure aspect of them.
Oh,
you
no
know.
way, dude.
No.
That
Don't. Oh, okay, well, if you're asking me, would I rather explore a jungle or a alien planet?
It's not a jungle. The jungle is the first half of Uncharted 1. You guys
again,
got to get that out of your head.
No,
I know.
It's not stuck in a jungle.
It's Earth.
No, I know. I played the first two.
It's Earth. Okay. Planets is what my comparison was on the level of environment
Space
that they're
travel.
placed
Gotcha,
in.
gotcha.
That they're placed in.
Gotcha. Okay.
I think I've actually made my decision. I actually thought about this the same way, and one of the points I don't even think Tony really meant to is like the defining he has to win because of this, but he also has this dumb luck thing with him.
He really does.
He really does, and I really think dumb luck actually will help him because I actually was going to vote Samus before. I actually was, and I really do think that dumb luck thing is so important to his character. And it's so important to almost every fight he actually gets into is that he's fucked, yet miraculously he somehow wins. And I really do think that will actually make him win this fight. Because I was gonna do the overturn, and then that point is why I'm actually going with Nate Drake.
So we're finally moving on. This is done. This is in the books.
Yep.
Nate Drake. All right. Are we finalizing the other one, or are we giving them another week or two to talk some more about Dante and Cloud?
I thought didn't we overturn that because of
Well, we just
his argument.
Hayes made a ridiculously good argument, but then if you read the comments,
We'll leave that one open.
We'll leave it for another week or two. Then we're going to do a defining final vote on that as well.
Hopefully what we did this week isn't a controversy so that it moves on and on and on.
Every just keeps controversy and everything.
We'd love to run around 2, guys.
All right.
I think that the Link Kratos debate is still...
This can't be voted on. We can bring up points and debunk stuff and so on and so forth and talk about your comments, but we're not going to finalize that one yet because we got to give you more than a week.
I want to leave that one open. That's the point that I was making. Is you guys got to...
It was a 2-1, right?
It was.
It's us two,
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it was a 2-1. So you guys definitely keep the comments coming in. Tell Tony how stupid he is.
If I could go by what most of you guys are talking about with Link are power-ups. I've read your guys' comments. They're very good and interesting perspectives. But I'm just being honest with you guys. You guys have not said one thing that even remotely shifts my point of view on this. So you guys do have to go a little harder. Excuse me, a little harder if you want to get my vote. And I also want to say this as gently as possible. And this is to everybody out there, and even a little to Jason. I think you guys are letting your love and nostalgia and what you want to happen get in the way of logic with this one. I don't think this is as close as we're making it out to be. You know what I mean? I get it. I love Link 2, you know what I mean? This just happened to me with Sub-Zero and Ratchet, you know what I mean? But logically, you got to think of who would actually win, not just what you want to happen, not what your emotional state is. And that's all I wanted to say with that.
No, I mean that's definitely a point that can happen with any character. I mean, with Sam Fisher today, I'm leaving the show now. No, I'm just kidding.
I quit. It's over.
Sam Fisher, that was a nostalgia thing with me as well. I just I know he's a badass, but I just don't know enough about Stranger to really go.
Neither one of those is gonna win the tournament. So I don't think it ruin the course of history.
Yeah, no. But it's also the lack of knowledge of every one of the characters. In depth, if you haven't played them, you don't see, because I haven't really done much of Link. I've done very little of God of War as well.
The thing with Link is an incredible badass in Hyrule. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you're really being honest with yourself, Hyrule, as cool as it is and as fun as the Zelda games are, it is kind of not as crazy as a universe as other video games. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean...
The dangers, the
it's
obstacles.
not like Saints
Yeah,
Row.
they're not... Well, not even on that side. I'm just saying, like, the enemies and the things that are in the environment of Hyrule are not as crazy as they are in other video games.
Dark
you know
Souls.
what I mean? It's more... built to be a little safer. You know what I mean? So like that's the other thing. Like Zelda, I don't even know if Link knows how to beat something that doesn't require 3 hits as a final boss. You know what I mean? It's that very Nintendo.
Now, you can't really say that and truly believe it, because that's reference to like the very first Legend of Zelda game and not taking into account any of the other ones, because there are so many more bosses that use more tactics along the lines of God of War, okay, where there are tactics involved to defeat the bosses.
I didn't say anything about that.
I just said 3 hits, and that's not accurate.
It's majority of the enemies throughout the Zelda timeline.
Then you should go revisit them.
Well, he means like the minor characters, like more of that line, like the
Okay, and
3 hits, dude. That's a
and
majority of
that's
characters.
pretty standard for God of War too. The
Well,
minotaurs
yeah.
and everything too.
No.
Yeah.
Not even close.
Yeah.
well, no, for
They
like
take
the
take
base-
anywhere from 1 to 40 hits and everywhere in between.
Well, no, I meant like the baseline characters, like the boss fights
1
are
to
different.
40 hits if you continue the combo chain to do it. They're already
No, because
dead.
they'll instantly they'll instantly die.
I'm
or they,
sorry, we're disagreeing again. So
I'm talking factual. The characters within God of War, once they're dead, they're dead. You can't just keep beating a dead character.
Sure you can.
No, you can't.
Sure you can.
Well, if you do like fuck up the combo, they are basically dead. I get what he means. But, like, I mean, I get what you mean. Like, if you keep the combo up, then it's still counting towards
you
your
can't. You
score.
can't just keep hitting something that's dead. The combo will stop.
Really?
Yes, I'm telling you.
Oh no!
That's what I'm saying. You
I really
can't.
thought like you could just kind of keep going. It seemed like you could, and they would just fall. If you just stop yourself, they would just fall down and die anyway.
No. Whatever. But the point is, everything in between in that world, some stuff can die in 1, 2, 3 hits. A majority of the stuff takes closer to 10, and it goes all the way up to, like I said, 30, 40 hits to beat some of the enemies. So, I mean, it's not as scheduled. But that doesn't matter. That's not the point I'm trying to make, is who takes more hits to kill somebody. I'm just saying it's one of the... It's all I was trying to get at with that whole thing is, it's a different environment. So it's harder to judge one or the other because they're in 2 totally different worlds. It's not to say Link isn't a super badass in Hyrule. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't think he'd fare so well in Kratos' world, is what I was trying to get at. That's the whole thing I was saying with that. So, I don't know.
No, that's fine. I was just
Sure.
because you were right. Because I didn't really think about it. There are enemies that are like. There are like the few ones who will die in a few hits, but for the majority, their baseline characters do have like a little bit more of a beefier side to them.
Yeah. And the bosses are even harder still, but
Yeah, possibly.
that's a boss fight. That's irrelevant.
Like I said, I've done a little bit on each of the series, but you know.
On the
What do you
flip
think,
side,
sir?
I don't think Kratos would fare very, very well in Hyrule, because sure, he'd be able to plow through your standard enemies, but when it comes to more of the complex diversity in the game, he's more of a brute,
Yeah, I agree.
and he
What
get hung up
what
a
part
little
do you think he get hung up on?
Water Temple. I'm being a smart ass.
Yeah, I know.
Again, it's just I know in terms of gameplay, since we're speaking on the video game, and maybe it'll trigger some other thoughts for people to comment on. But as to where Kratos' world is more straightforward, okay, there are puzzles and elements to it. I remember in God of War 1 there was that fucking staircase.
There's a lot of really, really complex. I don't think Kratos is the dumbass that. He's not a meathead.
Not what I was implying.
Yeah, okay. Because I mean, there's some crazy puzzles in the God
More
of War.
along the lines of when I picture Kratos, I picture an equivalent to in a comparison that I can give that everybody can kind of understand would be a Wolverine. He's intelligent, he's smart, he's cunning, but he also is very emotional and runs off of blind rage a lot.
Yeah, he does. He very much does so.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't want to base it on puzzle theory alone.
Again, just kind of flipping the worlds a little bit.
Professor Layton wins puzzles.
Damn right.
Yeah.
Scribble knots.
I mean, there's like the Pandora's box. There is the water level as well, which is a crazy puzzle. There's just the minor things, the sundials. There's a lot of crazy fucking puzzles in God of War. They're actually quite fun. I gotta go revisit that series. I'm getting myself in the mood now.
I think since we're talking about it, the only thing that actually turned me off from that game was the repetitive combat a little bit. I really enjoyed the environments and the bosses. It was and the puzzles. It was everything kind of in between
me too.
The very
Well,
linear
with God of War for
paths and everything like that.
The first one quite literally started the hack and slash movement. It invented QuickTime events. Then as they progressed, they got better and better and better. Like if you go play God of War 1, I agree with you. But at the time it was so crazy and revolutionary and new. But as you get to like the third one is not like that at all.
See, the third one, I agree. Like I'm just this way with hack and slash. I get bored with the rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
I kept going with God of War just to fight the next boss because the boss fights are what makes that game. Like the in between's all right, but it's all about getting the boss
what
and
would
just
make
decimating
a phenomenal
him.
God of War if they took the concept of Shadow of the Colossus and applied it to God of War, where it was just boss battle after boss battle. That'd be awesome.
That would be awesome.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
I'd play the shit out of that.
Yeah, I probably would too. Actually,
So, anyways, we're leaving it open.
Yeah,
For further
I'm
discussion.
being honest with everybody because I want you guys to have your fair shake. I don't know on behalf of Mark. I don't think Jason's moving his vote.
No, I'm not.
Regardless.
I'm moving my vote.
But I'm just saying from what you guys have said so far, I'm still open to it. But you guys got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it one last solid push for you guys to flesh out your thoughts a little bit more and really give Tony a solid argument on it before I
You got to flip Mark too.
yeah, no, but again, I think Mark will be a little bit easier to turn over on this, just because. All right, but
you saying I'm easy?
yeah,
Yeah, Mark's a little slutty.
But yeah, give us one good push on this before I let this one die.
Yeah.
So that's the tournament for this week.
That was a good one.
Yeah,
Stuff's getting heated.
yeah.
Jason wants to hit me now.
No, I don't. I'm not a violent person.
Aside from
I
that,
just won't rescue you in gears later.
I'm down. I don't care. We're just gonna reset.
sailing's better. Sailing's better, or I'm going to let you bleed out.
Look at him. We're gonna move on without you.
Kick him from the party.
Everybody mute him.
Put in a game that he doesn't have.
PC games. Let's go.
Everybody to Minecraft.
No.
Okay, fuck that. I'll call him afterwards. Okay, so that brings us to Tony's topic of the week.
How you doing, Tony?
I'm doing very
How's your
well.
topic of the week?
It's excellente. I forgot I wanted to do this.
You're welcome.
I know you did. Like
Yeah,
halfway through the week.
Jason helped me. I sent this to them like early in the week. I'm like, oh, this is
Monday,
totally
Tuesday.
gonna be the topic of the week. And then like today, I was fluttering around because
You
I
came
didn't
and
know.
asked me on the way here. Like, what are we doing for the topic of the week?
I'm like,
I don't know.
I didn't even know what the fuck to do. And then Jason saved us and reminded me that this is what I wanted to focus on. And I think it's great timing for it because we're running close to the end of the year, and we may still have. I haven't decided yet, but either one or two topic of the weeks for the game of the year.
Okay.
One episode is going to be strictly the game of the year discussion.
Okay.
But I didn't know if we needed another episode in front of it to discuss like nominations and who we think should fit in. I haven't decided how
that
it's
might
going to
be a
go
good
yet.
idea. Yeah.
So it might take 2 full episodes. I don't
Okay.
know, maybe just one.
You
But-
do know that there's only 2 episodes left in our physical year.
But I'm not making the mistake. I'm not making the
point
mistake
out.
the major publications are. I'm leaving us time to get through the Far Cry 3s and the so on and so forth. There's this game
Are you
called.
kidding?
There's this game on PC that I'm actually really looking forward to called Don't Starve. That's coming out in a couple days, and I want to give that.
it's already out.
Yeah, I know about that.
And I want to
It's
give.
already out.
Is it?
Yeah, it's been out a few weeks now.
It's pre-order, isn't it?
No.
I'm not on Steam very often.
I've literally been watching.
Trust Mark over me because
It's
I'm
out.
okay.
It is out. I do know
okay,
that.
because I'm not on Steam very often.
Because
But
Total
that's-
Biscuit already did his thing on it.
Okay, because I actually want to grab that game and you
$10, I think.
Yeah, if
10.50.
if these games come out prior to the new year, they still have to be in consideration, even if it comes out on December 30th. I mean, all these other publications, they have their game of the year figured out
Yeah,
already,
yeah.
which I think is the wrong way to do it. So
Do it in January.
ours is going to be in January.
Hey, there's no games like between then and like the third week of January anyway.
I also want to give us a week
Might as
or
well use
two.
that.
I also want to give us a week or two to sit on everything and let the dust settle because. Like for you, you're playing Far Cry 3 right now, aren't you? And you're still in the middle
I'm
of
waiting
Hitman.
till Christmas.
And aren't you still in the middle of Hitman?
It actually comes out in March. Don't Starve, so that will not have to be there.
The pre-order is 20% off right now.
Yeah.
See, it's not out yet.
Is that out yet? People
won't
are
be
already
out till
playing
March.
it though.
Okay, so whatever.
I don't get it.
So
It's
then-
in beta.
Oh, he's in beta.
Okay, so I can't
They
have
give
it.
free shit.
I can't have it in consideration for this year. But the point is, for stuff that comes out late, or also if you guys needed to make a mad scramble now that you're on vacation,
Who's on vacation? I'm not on
Hey,
vacation.
okay. But yeah, I do
you
need
guys.
if
to.
there's a couple games you need to catch up
Yeah,
on,
I'm definitely. Before we do this, I do want to be done with Walking Dead, Halo, and I want to have some time into Far Cry.
you got to finish Halo.
Far
before
Cry's
the
a
end of
Christmas present, so
That ain't happening.
I got
You
another
got
week
3
till I can
weeks.
play Far Cry.
the year. We'll do it like second.
For what?
Really?
No,
For what game?
no,
Walking Dead?
no, Halo.
Halo?
I got Walking Dead to finish first, and I don't really have a lot of time to dedicate to playing.
But we're gonna be
currently.
playing on Thursday, Friday. Maybe we'll just plow through Halo this week.
Maybe I'll just play Walking Dead by myself. Fuck y'all.
Man,
Fuck
he's
y'all.
Such an
In the
antisocial
ass.
bastard.
In the ass.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, so that might take a week or two. That's going to be probably mid-January. We're honestly going to do that.
Okay, that's cool. No, because that'll be perfect for me.
Next week, we're depending on Mark and Jason's schedules with work. We're either doing the drunk cast, so I don't know
I'm open.
and that will not
Free.
and that will not have a topic of the week because I think that's just going to be a fun mess of us being morons on the mic.
Okay.
If we can't all get together to sit around and get drunk, if we only have a couple hours to record, we'll do some kind of Christmas.
I'll just not work Monday. You're off Monday, aren't you?
I am.
All right, sweet.
You could maybe just take off Monday.
I'll probably take off Monday.
Okay,
Christmas Eve.
Maybe. I might. Well, what I might do is I might do.
try to get the late shift so you can sleep in.
Yeah, maybe that.
Just work the day after. It'll be fine.
Yeah. Anyway, so anyway, that I got like the next 3 weeks planned or whatever. So really, the only day that we could tackle this with the year winding down would be today, and that's of course to revisit the sadder side of 2012, which is the studios that have been closed over the course of the year.
That was a huge burying of the lead. It was like a 10-minute discussion leading into what the topic was.
Oh
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, people were probably like, "What the fuck are they going to talk about?" That whole
They're
time.
getting drunk? They started that now?
So, I mean, I kind of got a compiled list of the major companies that have gone under just this year alone, and some of them we might be a little bit more familiar with, and we'll maybe want to talk about those particular studios a little longer. Some we may care about a little less, and we'll kind of fly through them. And I apologize if they mean a little bit more to you than they do to us.
Tell us in the comments why they're important.
Yeah, but we're just going to kind of, I don't really have this very structured. I'm just going to kind of list the company, a quick couple, 1 or 2 facts about them, and maybe we could all
Quick
sit around.
eulogy about them.
Yeah, and maybe we could all sit there and say something if they've affected us at all, if we've even played any of their games, if we've enjoyed them, or just talk about each studio for a minute. So we start at the top. This one would be, the first one we'll talk about is Hudson, or Hudson Soft. They're from 1973.
Little Bumblebee logo.
Yeah, these guys basically are best known for the Bomberman series.
Oh, they're like the creators of it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And they also put a lot of work in the earlier Mario parties for
okay.
Nintendo.
I've
That's what they're
done both
most
those,
known
then.
for. They are also credited with being the company that started westernization for Japanese publishers.
Oh, okay.
They were the ones that started making the push to catering toward us. When back in the early 70s and 80s, they didn't care.
Yeah.
So if we liked them, we liked them. If not, they didn't give a shit. They were publishing for...
I never liked
Japanese.
Bomberman.
I have good memories of playing Bomberman multiplayer in the N64 back in the day. And literally, I also have some fantastic memories on my N64 with the early Mario parties.
I'll give you Mario Party. I never liked Bomberman.
For me, personally, this was...
What did they recently do? Why did
This
they have
is-
to close?
They haven't,
'Cause they haven't done
they
anything.
haven't done much in a while, dude.
Okay.
But for me, I have very fond memories on the 16-bit era with the multi-taps and whatnot for SNES and Sega Genesis with the Bomberman series. That, to me, was one of the first local multiplayer games that I remember me and three of my friends screaming at each other in our parents' basements
that's what I had as
about
well, the later
screwing each
ones.
other over. Like you'd team up on somebody where like one guy would come from the top, one come from the bottom. You plant bombs and trap somebody, and everybody run
Yeah.
away. And then that guy's like, "Oh, you're a dick," and
Yeah.
I have really really fond memories of the Bomberman series from the 16-bit era. Then of course when like the 64-bit era came out. To me, it's like the same nostalgia I get from playing GoldenEye in my buddies' basements. You know what I mean? It's that same yelling and screaming where everybody's looking at the same screen, but you're all going against each other. kind of in the days before sitting at home alone in front of your own TV, just talking to your buddies on a microphone. When everybody had to get together to play. So I do have fond memories of them, but like I said, they haven't done shit in fucking 15 years for me.
Yeah.
So, it's not exactly a surprise that companies like this go under.
I really honestly didn't even know that they were still around.
Yeah. I would.
I thought they got subsidized by somebody else.
Apparently, they just recently got swallowed by Konami, like
Okay.
parts of them.
Yeah.
They didn't get bought out. Just like Konami opened their doors to some of their staff.
Okay. Well, that's nice, I guess.
So, yeah. Anybody else? We're done with Hudson.
Yeah, we're done with Hudson.
Okay, this is a company that I've only played one of their games to the best of my ability or best of my knowledge. Sony Liverpool. They were I think the first of the major, because Sony started closing doors like crazy.
Yeah,
I think they were the first one. They're best known for making Wipeout. They've also
Wipeout now.
I was gonna say that's probably
You played that one?
Wipeout.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've played a lot of the Wipeouts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh, I'm thinking Wipeout like the TV show. I know what you mean
stupid
now.
futuristic racing game.
racing
Yeah,
game.
I
Racing
know.
game.
I have played one of them for the PSP.
I always liked F-Zero better.
Yeah. I don't have, out of all the Sony studios that closed this year, this is definitely the one I give the least shit about. It's still sad, but I'm just kind of like...
They didn't really do...
Wipeout was okay. I mean, I don't know. I don't remember what else they made, kind of looking at this list, but it doesn't sound like it's anything that was, super, whoa.
Yeah, no, I'm not... No cares.
No
Wasn't
cares.
even a fan of the Wipeout, really. It was alright. But, yeah, no.
I liked F-Zero better.
All right, third one we're going to move on to is Spellbound Entertainment.
I think I know something.
They were founded in '94. They made Desperados, Ravendale, and which was a steampunk RPG because I've never heard of it. And self-reformed by Black Force Games.
That was it? Oh, maybe I don't know who they are then.
Yeah.
You will be missed.
You
Next.
will, yeah.
I'm not familiar with any of these games.
Me neither. Next.
It looks to me like they're primarily a PC developer, which is probably why I'm not so familiar with any of their shit.
I'm a PC guy. I mean, I've heard of the name, I think, but maybe it wasn't what I thought it was.
Okay.
No idea.
Next up, Imagine Engine.
Oh, yeah?
The guys who make Apples to Apples.
They're a game company?
The board game?
They made kiddie games. They did Dora the Explorer. They did Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader?
You won't be missed.
No.
Not by us, but still.
Yeah, those games still, I'm sure, sold.
You got to get kids into. You're building the next generation of gamers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, basically.
And they got to start somewhere. I'm not a Dora the Explorer fan. You know.
That's what Mario's for.
I know a few people who worked on some of the Dora games. That was a high voltage company. Yeah.
The problem with this company, which is why they probably got closed down, is their average Metacritic score for their games was in the 60s. Which is no bueno.
Oh boy.
It's okay to make a game occasionally that scores in the 60s, but to consistently be in the 60s...
Hey, ask Resident Evil's working for them.
Zing! Okay. This is probably the one that I was the most hit by this year when it came out, and that's Zipper Interactive.
Zippers.
These guys are the ones that made the SOCOM. They
didn't deserve it.
They made MAG. They made Unit 13, which is probably still the best Vita game, even though it was a launch title. With all these games coming out, it's still an excellent game. Their woes were entirely not their fault, I feel. Because Sony owns them and kind of misdirected them. Because they did make quality games, and what hit them initially was the PlayStation outage literally the week before SOCOM 4 came out, which is primarily a multiplayer game.
Yeah.
Which raped sales because people weren't going to buy a multiplayer game that they couldn't play because PSN was down.
Yeah.
And then their very next project was to make a launch Vita game, which we make fun of all the time. The Vita's not selling. So you take the Vita sales, and even if a third of the people bought Unit 13, you're talking a couple 100,000 units.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That is not enough to keep a major studio open.
Yeah.
So that,
it's sad.
so from shit that wasn't even their fault, they got closed down. Because if you look at their pedigree from prior to that, the SOCOMs are always really awesome. MAG is the first that big of a game. They pushed the envelope. They made a 256 player multiplayer game over PSN, which is unheard of.
Yeah.
Console games or PC games laugh at consoles because they can rarely handle 32.
Yeah, usually 32. Actually, I don't think anything's gone above 32 on an Xbox.
And Mag did it really, really well. It's not like, oh, let's just try this and it sucks. They did a fantastic job of incorporating 256 player battles. The games were amazing. And then, like I said, they got caught in this rut where they got the PSN outage and then the fucking forced to make a Vita game, and it's like two bombs in a row and they were done.
On PlanetSide 2 this week, I literally think there was probably about 300 to 400 people in this one battleground. I mean, it was ridiculously awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. I liked it. Sexy.
This
Sexy
one
beats.
was a little bit more interesting. This is Barking Dog Studio, who eventually got eaten up by Rockstar.
Okay.
Became Rockstar Vancouver.
What did they do?
Max Payne 3.
They actually did that show?
Hmm?
Oh, they got bought out, though.
They just got straight up closed.
So they were part of Rockstar.
No, they used to be called Barking Dog. Rockstar bought them.
Oh, so back in the day.
And
they
became
got bought,
Rockstar
and then-
Vancouver.
That is really sad because they put out a sick game. Like, literally, like...
Max Payne did not sell.
I know it didn't sell. They put out a fantastic game. This is like... They put out a... Like, with the exception of, SOCOM 4, I mean, it had mixed reviews. Max Payne has 9s and 10s across the board. Literally... The fact that this studio closed down is sad. It is. I think it really did have the fact that it was a series that most people didn't want, so it wasn't really. Max Payne's coming out. Literally, it was probably one of the best shooters to come out this year. Did you play it at all?
Yeah, Max Payne's fantastic.
Max Payne storytelling, gunplay is absolutely fantastic. Literally, this is a game you should definitely pick up. It's worth the $30 that you'll find it at GameStop for. And it is sad because they put out such a quality title and they're getting closed because of it.
To me, it's just like Mark said. This is another game and studio that got sent out to die. Mark said it perfectly. It's nobody wanted this game. Rockstar has so many properties. You got to take into account this was over a year ago. People were asking for Grand Theft Auto 5.
Oh, yeah.
People were asking for Red Dead fucking 2.
Yeah.
Shit like that. Nobody was asking for Max Payne 3, and that's the one that they came out and did, and they got burned for it. Rockstar's not as untouchable as they like to think they are in their head. If you put out a game that nobody gives a shit about, just because it says Rockstar in it, doesn't mean it's going to sell.
Yeah.
And it was a quality game, like Mark said. 9s across the board. It was very well received. Nobody cared. Nobody wanted this game.
It came out, summertime, too, and there wasn't much around, but it just, I don't know.
Yeah.
Literally, I really think if this game came out a year or two ago when the gaming market was at its peak, it would have done much better. But I think people are very restricted in what they buy last year or two. But, that's just what I think. So what else do we got? That's a sad closing, that's what I'll say. That one's one of the worst ones.
Another one that got closed. This is another big PC company. Big Huge Games got closed.
Oh, yeah.
This year.
What do they make?
Rise of Nations is their biggest one.
Oh, that was fantastic.
Go ahead.
That is literally one of the best RTSs of all time still. It still holds up well. I actually know they closed. That's sad. You can still find people playing Rise of Nations. Fantastic RPG or RTS.
From what I'm reading over here, their main problem was that their parent company was 38 Studios. I didn't even know they were affiliated.
No, I didn't either.
But I guess in the wake of 38, which I'm sure we'll get to in a few minutes here.
Yeah.
But in the wake of that, Big Huge Games actually got kind of the aftermath.
That sucks. So they were they were owned by 38, or how'd that work out?
I guess it was the parent company.
It was the parent company of both of those, and then they did. After that happened, they got rid of everybody. I'm guessing.
Well, received. The company was sucked into the THQ's mid-decade developer acquisition frenzy. Yeah, 38 Studios bought them.
Oh wow. Okay. Interesting. So does that mean they worked on Kingdoms of Amalur as well? No. Okay. That's weird.
They did RTSs mainly. So
okay. Yeah, I don't know what they've done ever since. Rise of Nations is not a new game, but it was revolutionary when it came out. Just the way they did it. But that's also a sad one. That's a good game.
Move on to the next one. Big Studios.
Don't know them, I don't think.
Pursuit Force and Little Deviants.
Nah, whatever.
Yeah, yeah. Little Deviants was pretty sad. This was another one that they kind of, I feel, got forced into. They mainly made PSP games back in the day and then switched over to the Vita. And it was another one where it's just kind of like they got forced to make Vita games. It was one of the worst selling. Yeah, it was one of the worst selling Vita games on a poor selling handheld in the first place. And Little Deviants barely moved, even for Vita standards. You know what I mean? So it's like, whatever. I don't even care, and I'm the only one that owns a Vita, so I doubt you guys give a shit. Black Hole Entertainment.
Don't know if I know them. Do I?
This looks like another PC developer. This one, I'm not sure who they are. Apparently, they're best known for Heroes of Might and Magic.
Oh, okay. I know what game they make then.
Heroes of Might and Magic.
Not my series, but I know who you were at least.
Yeah, they did a lot of work with Ubisoft, but apparently their last couple projects didn't sell very well, and of course, then comes the closings.
Yeah.
Next on the list, THQ San Diego.
Today.
These are the gentlemen that make the UFCs before THQ lost the contract to EA.
Well, there's not a point in having that studio open past
they're not
that as
working
well.
on anything.
Yeah, that's just kind of one of those closings. Just like, well, can you guys come up with something else? No, well, we'll move some of you over to a ton of other companies that THQ owns. THQ owns a shit ton. Literally, they've got a ton of studios. It's that has to happen.
Ugh. Next on the list, Multiverse Network. I've never heard of them, but apparently they make the Firefly MMO, which I guess has quite the loyal following because the TV show has that cult following as well.
There's actually a Firefly MMO?
I've never heard of it.
I've never heard of it, actually. Is it out, or are they developing it?
It's probably gone, considering the
company.
I don't know if it's there. I never even heard of this game or company. So
yeah, no. I mean, the show is very successful. It was one season, but I did not know there was an MMO based. I don't know if that ever came out or.
I had never seen it.
Yeah, I've never seen it either, and I'm consider myself an MMO player. So
yeah.
The next one is the other one that I really cared about, along with Zipper, and that's Monumental Games. These, if you guys don't know, they make the MotoGPs, which are basically the equivalent of Gran Turismo, but for motorcycles.
Familiar with the series?
Yeah,
that's about.
They're just a realistic simulation of motorcycle games.
Actually, that was like the tagline.
Oh, was it? Yeah. So
the real simulation racer.
That's basically all they made. Next on the list is Mark's friend over at 38 Studios.
Kurt Schilling.
You hate that fucking guy, don't you?
He fucked over so many people. Literally, even close to Rise of Nations studio. I mean, literally, there's a lot of fallout with that still. People are getting maybe jail time out of it. We'll see.
Yeah,
it's criminal.
Oh, this is another unfortunate thing because I haven't played this personally. I heard it's an amazing game.
What is it?
Kingdoms of Amalur.
It is a good game. It really is.
I never heard a bad thing about it. It just didn't sell.
It just it's not my kind of game. Like, I bought Diablo because I wanted to play with a few people, and it's the equivalent of like a Diablo basically without. Do they have co-op? I can't remember.
It's a dungeon crawler. I thought it was more like an RPG. No.
Well, technically, it's more. That's what Diablo is. It's basically like a Diablo in a sense as well, because you do dungeon crawl. Then they do have like the outdoor world, but it is essentially the same thing. I don't know. Those games, like, I just bought Diablo out of because I thought I'd like it, and I don't know. I can't get into dungeon crawlers really.
Yeah. There's another game that was sent out to die because the game had to. It was preordained that it had to sell like
it had to be like a Call of Duty
6 or 7
release.
million copies, and it's like that is not going to happen.
Yeah,
it's just sent out to die.
Oh yeah, that one they just I don't know where they thought they were going to get that kind of player base.
Next up is I'm just trying to get through these because we're way over.
Yeah.
Ubisoft Vancouver. They never heard of them. Motion Sports Adrenaline. Oh, now I know who they are.
Oh yeah, is that all they did?
Yeah.
There's a lot of studios in Vancouver, so I was trying to think of who else. I know Microsoft's got a big studio up there too.
This game just came out.
What?
HB Studios.
HB?
They're the guys that made NBA Beats.
I was born to
Baller
die
Beats
too.
or whatever.
Baller
That's another
Beats.
game that was sent out to die.
Connect. Killing two companies right there.
Paragon.
Yeah.
They do They probably don't do any games ever. No.
I will fucking stab you. Like
No,
you can bash Link all you want.
No,
but I will stab you.
They make City of Heroes. I was just trying to get on Jason's skin.
Yeah. Here's the problem with that one, and I'll make it really quick because I know you said we're short on time. Is you had a studio that was still profitable, was still making upwards of $10 million. Their costs were $2 million a year to run the studio, and they were closed for no reason. You had a player base which was over 100,000, which was still supporting the game. Since going free to play, they were more profitable than what they were at a subscription based, and NCSoft decided to close them for no good reason.
You should come over to World of Tanks with me and Planet
No,
Side. Play Planet Side with
No.
me.
Did you see
World of Tanks.
Did you see the new Marvel?
Somebody.
The new Marvel one they're
Andy.
making?
no.
It might be
Come
alright.
to play,
No.
free to play with me.
2 games that I'm keeping my eye on. One's called The Phoenix Project. The other one's called Heroes and Villains.
Yeah.
Who was that?
It's
The
it's supposed to be
community,
the
the
spiritual
community
successor.
is making 2 spiritual successors to City of Heroes.
Oh, okay.
Next company, Bright Light. They're actually one of the newest studios to be closed. They just got founded in 2008 and they're already done. They made a couple Harry Potter games.
Man, what do you expect?
So-
Getting those movie titles.
Backtrack 30 seconds. Props for actually knowing those.
What?
The player-based games that they're making. You're like, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Dark Energy Digital. Who the fuck are they?
Yeah.
Some eulogy. Who the fuck
Oh! they made Hydrophobia. Remember that shit on Xbox Live?
Oh,
yeah.
they put out a decent game.
Did they?
Yeah, it was decent.
The 7 screenshots they put on there didn't interest me, so I passed it by.
Yeah, I mean,
Sorry,
it's
I
a
guess
decent
I'm
game.
part of the reason.
I literally picked it up on Steam with it came in my coal. When I combined my coal, I bought it for $1.24.
Combine your what?
I'm on the
Coal.
I'm on the PC.
I got coal from Steam last year,
my
and I got
driver
10
updates.
pieces of that shit. I combined it, and then I had a fucking game.
Next up, 4mm games. These guys, 4mm games.
I
These
know
guys,
them.
these guys are known for the huge success of Def Jam Rap Star.
Oh, Jesus.
Yep. They had a good. At one point, that was a great series.
No, never.
Def Jam? Rap Star?
No. Just the Def Jam. Did you play the New York one? Is the second one? That one was actually fantastic.
I thought that was a different studio, though.
Well, it was. That's
EA
what I mean.
Chicago
That's
made that.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. Like they had a fantastic license at one point, and they it's just gone. Like first one was crap. Second one was amazing. Then it went down to crap. They actually had a fantastic fight mechanic at the time, and it just went to hell.
And the last one on our list is Hog Rocket, which apparently made Tiny Invaders, which was also their first game and officially their last game.
Which one?
Tiny Invaders.
You are missing one on that list. Okay. It would be the James Bond Legends Studio is closed. They laid off people and then they closed it last week.
Oh, they're in the UK. Fuck, I can't think of their name.
Yeah, they are closed. That is another studio we lost this year. The article came out probably either the day of or whatever, close to. So, shit happens. What we got?
Fuck.
Pants.
They suck so bad they didn't even put their name on a box.
Most companies actually don't for whatever reason. If you look at a lot of the actual titles, they won't actually put it on the cover.
This game.
Should be in the cover, or the no. I mean the instruction manual.
Yeah,
It's sealed.
Oh, you gonna return it?
No.
But
Anyway, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
They're over in the UK.
Yeah, big on.
So, basically, let's just do a final thought, and then close the shot. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you lost. Probably legitimately. Probably lost.
2 or 3 quality studios.
Yeah, I was saying maybe 1 or 2, maybe 3 quality powerhouse. Well, maybe 1 powerhouse studio. I mean, SOCOM was a household title at one point, so I'd have to give it to them.
38 Studios is big. Zipper's big.
Yeah, yeah. No, yeah.
So
I'd say I'm most sad about Zipper.
Yeah.
Overall for this year.
You don't even have to ask me.
yeah, him. Oh, they're big too.
Yeah, this is true.
Once,
this is true.
I wasn't even thinking of them because I don't play PC.
I just
very
forgot.
often. Yeah. Go ahead. You're all set?
I've spoken.
Yeah, I know more than enough on
about
City
that,
Heroes.
so.
I know.
It's
For
not
me,
over, just-
for me, I feel bad for Jason more than I actually care that they shut down the studio. I don't like seeing my buddies get upset about something like that. So that sucked for watching it. I actually 3 of my friends play that. Right? You play it. Angry Andy plays it.
If Wargaming Net
Adam
goes
plays it,
down, I will
so-
cry my eyes out.
Yeah, so that kind of sucks for them. For me, on a personal level, I was most upset about Zipper. To me, they were the third most talented Sony-owned studio. Behind Naughty Dog is by far and large the most talented studio they have, and under that is Insomniac Games. And under them, I felt was Zipper. And there's a lot of other studios that Sony owns that I don't feel are as good as Zipper, and Zipper's the one that got closed.
I hope Insomniac does okay with the new.
Insomniac's they're gonna fucking bomb with this next game.
Yeah, I'm worried for them for this upcoming year. We'll have to see.
But I mean,
I think one bad release won't kill them at least. But,
That's saying a lot for me because I'm a big fan of Sony Bend. I'm a big fan of Sucker Punch. I like a lot of the Sony-owned studios for these franchises that they make that I get so attached to. But to me, Zipper is one of the finest that they have, especially from like a third-person perspective. I feel they're one of the best. Them and Epic from the Gears trilogy, I feel are the two best, like third-person for sheer shooting, like as a shooter.
Yeah,
those are the two most the most well. Why I can't talk.
Yeah.
The most well done third-person shooter. Maybe not always the best stories, and maybe not always the best so on and so forth, but from a strictly shooter standpoint, those two are the closest you're going to get to perfection. So I didn't like that Zipper went under. When I heard that was happening, that sucked.
Yeah.
Especially because I was a big fan and bought all of their last 4 or 5 games.
Yeah.
2 of which are what sealed the deal for them.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing that hurts the most to me is I'll never get a Mag 2.
Nah. Well, we'll see. Maybe I'll. They still have the rights to it, so you never know.
The problem with Mag is the expansions are always so small because that game is so huge that if they put out legitimate DLC for another 256-person map, it would be like a 10 gigabyte fucking. It'd be like a third of a game.
Yeah.
So they would just hold
How
it
many
off.
maps do they have on that?
Big ones for 256 people,
Yeah.
3.
3.
There's
Yeah.
1 per faction because there's 3 factions.
That's how
There's-
PlanetSide does it as well.
There was 9 maps.
Yeah.
For each faction, they have 3 maps: a big, a medium, and a small.
Okay.
For this faction, then there's a big, medium, small for this, and a big, medium, small for this.
Yeah, okay.
So for the 3 there was 9 total maps. Then they made a couple expansions, but they were just more small maps.
Okay.
Because to make the medium and bigger maps, it was just too. You're basically
Yeah.
putting out half a game.
Yeah.
So they were never able to do it. I always felt they were holding off for Mag 2, and it just never came. So, anybody like anything else?
No.
All right, this has been episode 45. Thanks for tuning in. Catch us next week, same time, same place.
I need more Jason's nuts.
Yeah, in my face, salty nuts.
Lost the mouse.
Damn it, mouse.
There it is. Bye.
Bye.
There.
2 tablespoons of cinnamon, 2 or 3 egg whites, a half a stick of butter, melted. Stick it all in a bowl, baby, and stir with a wooden spoon. Mix in a cup of flour, and you'll be in heaven soon. Say, everybody, have you seen my balls? They're big and salty and brown. If you ever need a quick pick me up, just stick my balls in your mouth. Ooh, suck on my chocolate salty balls. Stick them in your mouth and suck them. Suck on my chocolate salty balls. They're good for you. High fiber, baby. Just suck on my balls. Going to cup of unsweet chocolate, a half a cup of brandy, throwing it back into a sugar, add just a pinch of vanilla, and then you freeze up the cookie sheet. You see, I hate when my balls stick. Freeze the oven to 350 and give that spoon a lid. Everybody haven't seen my balls, they're big and salty and brown. If you ever need a quick pick me up, just stick my balls in your mouth. Suck on my chocolate salty balls. Stick them in your mouth and suck on. Suck on my chocolate salty balls. The high fiber good for you, baby. Just suck on my balls. minute, Cherry. I smell something burning. Woman, you better get back in the kitchen. Cause I got a sneaking suspicion. Well, it don't bother me none, as long as I get my rent paid on Friday. Say what? You did what? Oh no, oh man, baby. You just burned my balls. Oh baby, my balls on fire. Put some water on them, baby, and burn it. Blow on them. Oh baby, my balls on fire. My balls burning, baby. Come on, come on, come on. Suck on my chocolates on the bone. Stick 'em in your mouth, that's suck on. Suck on my chocolates on the bone. Stick 'em in your mouth, that's suck on. Just suck on my balls, baby. Suck on my balls, baby. Woo! Suck on my balls, baby. Suck on my red hot chocolate. Suck it all. Ow! Whoa! Thank you, Jerry. Thank you.